It's nobody's business but my own.
What, when you come swanning Rovers with a young girl on your arm, a complete stranger?
Rovers is my local, not Gail's, not anymore.
And it's mine as well, Brian, and I invited her.
Persuaded her more like. Bully-ragged her, otherwise she wouldn't have decided to go in.
Gail or no Gail, you should have been more thoughtful.
I'm trying to be thoughtful, aren't I? Well, life has to go on. A fellow's got to get out and about, otherwise you stagnate.
Well, that might be smashing for you, Brian, but what about your son? What about his weekend, looking at trains in York with his daddy he's going to have to miss?
Gonna miss?
Yes. That's what I've been trying to tell you all morning. Gail's not so keen on idea now, is she?
What do you mean, now?
And this is you being thoughtful, is it? Don't you think that poor little soul's got enough problems without seeing you carry on with another woman?
You what? Mother? How could you even think I'd put such a thing like that on my own son?
You did it to your own wife last night.
My wife?
In God's eyes, yes. And if you hurt her like that, who knows what you'll do to him? You've got to look at it from Gail's point of view, Brian.
Oh, do me a favour, ma'am. There's no way that Lizzie was ever going to come to York with me and Nicky, and there's no way I'd even think of such a thing. I've only been out with her a couple of times.
I'm only telling you what Gail was saying.
And what did you say? Flippin' heck, man. There's Gail saying all that and you didn't speak up for me. So what the hell's going on in your mind, eh?
Look, you'll have to sort this out with your wife, Brian, not me.
By the left, it's a bad house. You've got more stuff on floor than you've got on shelves.
It's a new obstacle course, Percy. She's practicing for decathlon, aren't you, Daly?
This being facetious really going to help.
It's helping me to stop going crackers.
I can sum my bylaws about you, Mrs. Fairclough. I'll lay odds of the clause or two about clutter in public places, especially around fireworks time, with all these underage guy fortune with a pocket full of explosives.
Well, they don't get them from me because I don't sell them. Anyway, I get enough here, eh?
Oh, she means me. Mr. Sugden, my friend, means me.
Nevertheless, Mrs. Fairclough, I'm only telling you what any fire inspector would tell you. What you've got here is a ruddy great fire hazard. Arrest me, case. Give us a quarter of treacle toffee.
Hey, Percy, you've given me an idea there. There you are, Mavis. If Derek doesn't shift them boxes by tea time, we'll donate them to community bonfire.
Oh, you're doing this, is it, Miss Riley? Over-ordering, have you?
Yes, I beg your pardon.
I always knew you weren't cut out for shop work.
How dare you?
No, you'll be all right, you know, no offence. You'll be all right in a coin-op.
Out, go on. Go on, get out. And you kids as well. All of you, out. Get out of this shop. Go on, get out. I'm sick to death of the lot of you. And take your guy with you.
Oh, hello, Brian. What do you want? No, I'm not being rude. I'm busy. Oh, Nicky. Yeah, I forgot. A bit of a shock. Yes, well, I suppose I was a bit upset. Yes, I suppose York does need discussing. Well, clarifying. No, I'm not coming round to the garage, Brian. I'm pregnant. I don't want to breathe in all those cellulose fumes. I won't be at the cafe. I told you, I'm busy. That's my business. Look, if you really want to see me, you can come round here. About 3 o'clock, all right? All right. And Brian, bring some biscuits with you.
Load of good meat. Deciding to start with the irons off and then coming to see you, wasn't it?
Look, I'm looking. Look,
I like a shelf up a quarter of an hour after I've had the idea. I've gone off the boil now. You're very disorganised, aren't you?
you shouldn't be cheeky when you're scrounging, Mr. Sugden.
Me scrounging? Never. I'm paying. I'll speak my mind.
Here, all right. How does that grab you?
Good. Well, it's a bit see-through, but I've seen worse, I suppose. How much?
45.
45p for that?
45 quid, I meant.
No, hang on, Curly. We know Percy. Make it 60 quid.
There's a 2-bob bit. And thank you, lucky stars, I'm feeling charitable. Pair of shiftless parasites.
5p each, eh? What a morning.
Yeah. Any joy with the van?
Took it round to Brian and Kev's, didn't I? Hoping to get an old pal that type price, but I don't hold out much hope for that. Brian's about as pally as Wolfman this morning. Said he'd mull it over. I said we don't want it mulling over. We want it back on the... Hello? Mr. Tattersall, how are you doing? Oh, I'm extremely sorry, Mr. Tattersall, but I don't think there's any chance of us fitting you in this morning.
No van, Mr.
We're
Tattersall.
absolutely snowed under with work, Mr. Tattersall.
Tell him the truth, Teddy. Go for sympathy. He's the caring type.
Listen, Cool, if you don't shut it, you're going to be the wounded type. Yeah, of course we'll bust a gut to try and fit you in, but I think you're looking at, say, Friday at the soonest. All right, then. I'm sorry about that. Keep us posted, won't you? Ta-da.
Job's been flooded in all morning.
Always the way, innit?
It's going to cost an arm and a leg, this van, then.
We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Stop at 4 with them, Curly. I'm cutting down.
Still, we've got that 100 quid we made off the cutlery deal, haven't we? Thanks to me jeopardising my telescope money.
Thanks to me being a financial whiz kid, you mean? You stick with me, Curly. You'll soon have your bum in butter.
Yeah, you're right. Might as well take it easy, eh?
Give it up. This is a 5-minute coffee break, then it's slog on, Norman. You're trolling off with that 14-pound hammer, you are.
Where to after Suggy?
No. Business before pleasure. Remember, that hut on the allotment, you're going to level it.
Single-handed?
Well, sure. I mean, at least you haven't got my job hanging round the Rovers, waiting to find out what Brian wants to sting us for the van.
I've always been there for you when you've needed me. That's no reason why I should be there for you just because you're being a big nosy parker.
All right, Harvey.
Look, it's concern, Betsy.
Well, I know just how you feel, Vera. When you want to help and people don't want you to, it can make you feel right frustrated.
Well, I've always felt that, sure.
It's no concern of Vera's, though, is it?
But it can lead to murder, get committed, that unrequited what's it?
Unrequited nosy-parkerism.
Excuse me a minute.
Look, see, there she goes again. Fair-weathered friend.
Have you rung her then, Brian?
That was a matter of fact.
Was she very upset?
Not really. Betty,
Yes.
pint your best bitter, please, love.
Yes, my love. I bet she was upset about Nicky, though, weren't she?
So? Mum, are you sure you've not blown us up out of all proportion?
Am I heck? I know what she's doing, Brian. She's putting a brave face on, isn't she? She's been hurt that much she can't stand the thought of anymore.
Is that what it is? Cheers.
Hey, Brian, how much are you going to rush us for this van?
Give me a break, will you, Terry? Mum's just trying to tell me how to live my life.
Sorry, mate. I'll be over there if you need me, OK?
I did see Mavis this morning, come to think of it, and she walked right past me.
Oh, she's got a lot on her mind, poor love.
Aye, not a bit practical, that's the trouble. We had them in the army, her type. You should have seen them digging in. They'd sleep in running water because they liked the nous to knock up a little platform.
Percy, why don't you go and have a go on fruit machine?
Fruit machine? I'd rather drown myself.
Oh, well, even better.
I sometimes think Mavis isn't really cut out for love.
I sometimes wonder if Mavis isn't cut off the back of a Bunsey comic.
Couldn't be love, could it? You know, between Mavis and Derek.
No, it's always a lot of mither and a load of boxes.
Oh, they seek him here, they seek him there. Where have you been hiding yourself, Derek? Oh, yes, you have. Now, listen, you've got to get round here right away. Well, I don't care, golfing with Angela or no golfing with Angela. Why? Because Rita has given us an ultimatum. You clear the shop by this evening, or she's going to do something drastic. No, drastic. And the black mood she's in, it could mean almost anything. It could mean divulgences, Derek. Oh, will you shut up? I can't hear myself speak. And also, because, Derek Wilton, I have received an invoice from your company, and don't you try and pretend you know nothing about it. An invoice for 6 boxes of assorted stationery, Derek. Now, I'm sorry if I may sound harsh and aggressive, I really am, but just you jump.
I'm sorry I never got you with Boozer.
Don't worry about that, mate. I know what it's like to have your man land on your head, especially in your own local.
Terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
Cheers. What's this? 280 quid for a new clutch?
Yeah, and a few things you missed. Like your suspension's all to cook, your steering's sticky, and you need a new exhaust.
I need a new art after that, mate.
But if you're not going for it, can I interest you in a set of pram wheels and a plank? Because that jalop is one step away from iron filings, mate.
Just a ticket after a boring morning. Bit of demolition. Feels like I could lift the roof off.
Feel like I just have, mate.
What's up?
Brian's price, isn't it? He wants 280 quid just to see the van.
If it one more month, lads, it'll cost you twice as much.
That's what they all say, Brian.
And you won't get it cheaper anywhere else, neither. Let me know soon, eh? I'm a busy man.
280 smackers, though, Terry. We haven't got that kind of brass.
We haven't, no.
Meaning what?
Meaning that you have, and you know you have.
Meaning my telescope money gets stood on terps. You can't expect me to hand that over. Mrs. Bishop gave me that out of the insurance money, out of the goodness of her heart. Anyway, that's my money, not yours.
Well, that's the end of us then, innit? For cheap and cheerful, read skint and miserable. We can't operate with no van. We hardly operate with one.
Well, couldn't we get a barrow or something?
Clearly, I'm not pushing around a barrow in 1986, just because you're too tight to see sense, mate.
Well, think of it as a gimmick.
You're a gimmick, pal.
Well, it's not that I'm tight, it's just that I've heard about that money for something else. Get the old scope paid off and the new one installed.
All right then, Barabons. Get on that blower, see if you can get us a garage that'll sort us out for less than 100 measly quid. What I got us, by the way.
No, all this is, in fact, Mavis, is paperwork.
It is not all it is, Derek. It's also a terrible shock. I didn't expect something like that to come dropping through the door.
No, but don't you see, it's good that it has. I mean, in order to make our little deception convincing, we've had to set certain machinery in motion. Well, this little beauty is a sign that things are going according to plan.
But it's such a lot of money, Derek.
Well, it is our usual rate, Mavis. Plus a small reduction because of the size of the order.
Well, I'm not going to be expected to pay for it, am I?
Oh, Mavis. Pay? What must you think of me? Do you really think I'd enlist your bacon-saving help and then throw it all back in your face?
Oh, well, that's a huge relief, I must say. Now, look, can I have your assurance that this'll be gone this afternoon?
Well, if things go as I expect.
But you see, if and expect are not good enough, Derek.
But it has to be.
No, they've got to be gone by this evening, even if it means sticking them in your car and driving them away.
Oh, I could never do that.
Why not?
Well, Neville might see them. Or, heavens forfend, Angela. No, it's much too risky, maybe. Suicidal.
Well, then what are we going to do about it, Derek? Not what are we going to say, or what are we going to think, what are we going to do? Do, Derek, do!
Well, of course, that depends.
Oh, depends! There you go again. Depends on what?
On whether or not I can find a buyer this afternoon.
And if you can't?
Well, a cheque.
Oh, Derek.
Yes, Mavis, a cheque, I'm afraid. A covering cheque. But a cheque in name alone.
From me?
Purely to keep the paperwork humming along nicely until we do find a buyer on the QT. And then, Mavis, then you'll be reimbursed in full. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Oh, don't say that. We're in enough mess as it is without you dying on the premises.
You don't mind if I carry on, do you? Only I want to get the paintwork done before I do the papering. It's not good if it half dries, is it?
Haven't let the grass grow, have you?
Oh, well, I never said anything at the time. But I always hated that stuff you put up.
Should you be doing all this in your condition?
Definitely. Why, what do you expect me to do? Knit booties and stuff ice cream down me?
So you're coping all right then, are you?
Yeah, by and large. Better than I thought I would. It's good to be in control again. I think that's where a lot of women go wrong, don't you? Marry some little pipsqueak and expect him to do all the thinking for her.
Sure.
I'm thinking of taking driving lessons. Don't fancy being stuck out here with 2 kids and no car.
Yeah, didn't do too well last time, did you?
Had a rotten teacher, didn't I?
Me, you mean?
Yeah. You never really wanted me to learn.
Anyway, let's have a cup of tea, shall we? And talk about what happened last night.
Good idea. You go put the kettle on. And when you get back, I'll knock off for 5 minutes.
Well, you wouldn't consider knocking it down a bit then?
Hopeless.
Say, 90 quid. Yeah, well, thanks. It's been very nice talking to you, too. Ignoramus.
Well,
it's not a bad do, Brown's, you know. I mean, I've only found one cheaper. I don't like the sound of that. Rex's Rex in Wigan.
well, it's been a couple of hours well spent, I suppose. Get on to Brian, shall I?
Oh, come on, wait your sweat.
Listen, don't be so stubborn, mate. Every minute that van's off the road, it's losing us money. Not to mention our reputation's dribbling down the grid. No, I'm sorry, Curly, but I'm going to overrule you on this one. I'm going to set the wheels in motion towards getting some wheels in motion. Hello, Kev. Is Brian there? He's not. Well, listen. Do it. Yeah, everything. ASAP, pronto. Now, if not sooner, mate. OK, ta-ra. See ya.
And I'm paying, am I?
Yes, you're paying. This is a partnership, this is. That means that we abide by each other's decisions, and that's what I've just decided.
Well, you never abide by any of my decisions.
And that's how come we're not pushing a bat around.
All right, I'll tell you my decisions, shall I? No way. We'll get the money from somewhere else and we'll go 50-50.
God, Curly, you are driving me spare. What chance there is of that, eh? Finding that sort of cash in 3 days with no van? We hardly do that well with a van! All we can expect is lousy 10p's off lousy Sugden here.
It just occurred to me to warn you, in my capacity as neighbourhood watch leader, I had to lock up very thoroughly over the next couple of days, or better still, post a sentry.
Thank you and good night.
I'm worried about kids raiding your yard to furnish their bonfires.
We've got the message.
And another thing, you're a big bully.
Obviously.
You want to get yourself a pair of them big white pyjamas and enrolled in a karate class. And toodaloo to you, too.
See, Curly, you seem to think I'm trying to rip you off or something. Well, I'm not. I'm just trying to stop you putting your money into useless ventures, mate.
It's not a useless venture to me. It's my hobby, astronomy. And I like it. I like it very much indeed. It takes me out of all this low life.
And so could business, right out of it, mate. I'm not into pathetic Patrick Walker land, neither. Not into stargazing, but into being a star. It's up to you, Curly. Our fate is in your hands. I've got now. There's nought in the kitty. Except 3 second-class stamps and an old bubbly gum. Just that a look.
Anyway, your mother got the idea from the way you reacted last night.
That I wouldn't let you take Nicky to York? Yes, well, there are 1 or 2 things I want to make clear.
Yeah, me too. I want you to realise that there's no reason for you to feel threatened by Lizzie.
I don't.
Well, you must do. A bit.
Well, I did. A bit. Last night. But, I mean, if you saw me with a new bloke, you'd feel something.
Yeah, but that wouldn't mean there's anything important between you, would it?
Well, that wouldn't matter either way, would it?
I mean, the only reason she was there last night was because Kevin Solly invited me around for me tea. And I didn't want to go on my own. She was like an anti-gooseberry strategy.
I'll tell her you said that. Look, you don't have to talk about you and her. Well, not unless you want to. Not unless it's a subtle form of bragging.
Give me a break, will you? Just trying to lay me cards on the table. All I'm trying to say is that other partners are something we're both going to have to accept.
I do accept.
Well, it's not the impression my mum gave me last night. She said you were heartbroken, going spare.
She has her reasons, I suppose.
Yeah. I suppose she's still open for a reconciliation.
Silly woman, eh?
Yeah.
Can't face reality.
Yeah.
You're free, Brian. And so am I. And it's great. Another biscuit to celebrate.
But what kind of free am I, eh? When everything I do lands me in tea and sympathy sessions all over the neighbourhood.
Well, you can't have freedom without responsibilities, Brian. Not when there's a kid involved. And actually, that's what I want to make sure about. I mean, how responsible do you feel towards Nicky? Because I'm not having him subjected to a succession of aunties and uncles the way I was. It was lousy for me, and I knew no different.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not a serious thing between me and Lizzie. So there's no way she was ever coming to York. No way.
Good.
So you'll trust me with her now, will you?
Yeah, of course I will. Of course, if either of us get seriously involved...
Well, yeah, that'll be a different matter.
Well, then we'll have to talk again.
Yeah.
But until then, just let him go on thinking there's just you and me to look up to, eh?
Right.
For now.
Yeah. Poor kid, eh? Having me and you to look up to.
Could be a lot worse.
I'll tell you what. This has impressed me, you know. We're sorting things out like this.
If we'd have been living together, we'd have not talked for days over a burnt sausage or something.
Yeah. So it's back to plan A. I'll pick him up Saturday morning.
Right.
See you.
Bye.
Well, are you going to tell me what's on your mind, or are we just going to listen to each other eat?
It's now. I'm fine.
Then I might as well tell you, Percy Sugden had me cornered in the shop doorway for 20 minutes, telling me he witnessed a tussle between you and Terry this afternoon.
We were just larking about. Ooh, shepherd's pie, my fave.
That's not the impression he got. He said it seemed to be about money.
That's just sour grapes because I charged him for a piece of wood.
I've always been sceptical about Mr. Sugden, but I must admit this had the ring of truth about it. And judging by your hangdog expression... If you have got money troubles, you should tell me, Norman. Financial matters are my forte. Oh, come on. Out with it.
Right. The van needs repairs. 280 quid's worth of repairs, and we've only got 100 quid to cover it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, oh dear indeed.
And Terry's angry with you for paying your telescope off, is he? I dare say he saw that as a useful little sum.
Ah, well.
Well, what?
Well, A, I've not got round to paying it off yet, and B, yes, Teddy does see it as a useful little sum.
Oh, but you must pay it off.
I know I must.
Well, that's what I gave you the money for.
Absolutely, I absolutely must. But
But what?
without the van, the business is kaput. Then there's Terry, he's my friend. And then there's you, I don't want to let you down. And then there's me, all I really need is a long, long stay in outer space. I'm going balmy with it all.
Oh.
So there's this fellow walks in the doctor's with a frog stuck on his head. So the doctor says, what seems to be the trouble? So the frog perks up. I got this funny-looking bloke stuck to me backside.
29 pence, please, Terry.
Oh, well, I thought it was a good joke, Mavis.
Well, she's fearing the worst, love. She's on the verge of inevitable collapse. In fact, she's an hour over the verge by my watch.
Well, happy grumbling's me. I'm off to the gym. Knock hell out of the punch bag. See ya.
Ta-ra, love.
Ta-ra.
I wish you wouldn't ridicule me in public, Rita. It's hurtful enough in private.
Well, you were very rude to poor Terry. You've probably been saving that joke up all day.
Don't be so silly.
Anyway, I hate you when you're in this state. State that Derek always puts you in. Walking round in a tizzy, ignoring all your friends, getting yourself involved in idiotic schemes you're too weak to get yourself out of. And where is he when you need him? Nowhere to be seen.
Oh, I'm sure he's doing all in his power
Oh, that must have taken all of 20 minutes.
Well, he did pop in this afternoon, as a matter of fact.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah.
And he didn't take his boxes with him when he left?
Oh, it's more complicated than you think, Rita. Oh, please, please give us more time. There's been a new development.
What new development?
Well, it's nothing, really.
That's not a new development, that's an old development.
Oh, I daren't tell you. You'll be so horrible about it.
Well, I won't deny I might be. So go on. What new load of rubbish to add to today's list?
Well, an invoice has been delivered for this stationery, and it seems I might have to make him out a cheque for the full amount.
What?
Well, only until he finds another buyer.
Till pigs are seen flying over at gasworks, you mean? Well, that's it. That's his lot. And I don't care what either of you tell me in future. You're both absolutely hopeless, that's it.
So what are you going to do?
What am I going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to load these boxes up into my car.
Oh, no, we're not.
Oh, yes, we are. And first thing in the morning, we're going to take them back to the warehouse where they came from with this invoice stuck to them.
Oh, Rita, you can't even imagine the trouble that'll cause.
I don't honestly care. If he's having his trouble and I'm not, that's fine by me.
What about me?
Excellent, Mavis. The very question I want you to start asking yourself.
Tell you, I've got a dead cushy I have, Fry. Who passes that spanner, mate?
Cushy, eh?
Not that adjustable. Yeah, I mean, I go home. The tea's on the table. Sally's looking great. The room's nice and clean. All I've got to do is have a wash, eat me grub, put my feet up. Tell you, Sally's running round after me. Mrs. Hull's running round after me. King in that place I am.
How long for?
Eh?
Nothing, mate. I'm pleased for you. Have we heard from your mate Terry at all?
Not the van. No, I haven't.
So I reckon a setup like theirs. Well, I'd not thought they'd manage without a van. So the van's very well to come and pick it up.
Don't know.
So I can't pay for it, which is all I need at the moment. Anyway, you're all right, are you?
Yeah. Sorry to keep going on about it, but
Oh, don't be daft. Had a great weekend myself.
Oh, yeah. You took Nicky to York, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was smashing. It's a bit small for the steam engines, but there was this museum where you could sit in cars and go back to Viking times. He was chuffed to bits about that.
Yeah, well, I reckon the Vikings fitted this flaming exhaust.
I miss old Nicky, Kev. But still, we'll have to get used to that, won't we? Right. What we're going to do about your mate's van, eh? We can't leave it stuck outside.
Go and have a word if you want.
No, it's all right. I think I'll take a stroll around there later, see what gives.
See you, mate. See you. What are you doing here?
I'm having a cup of tea.
You can have a cup of tea down the yard.
I wanted one here.
Does Emily know? Hey, Curly, make sure you write it down. We can claim back the VAT.
Oh, don't be stupid, Terry.
Here. I'm not stupid, Curly. I am not stupid.
All right. Cup of tea and a donut, please.
Hey, up, that's going to be spent, isn't it, Curly?
Don't you start.
I bet you spoilt your grandchildren rotten, didn't you, down in Chesterfield?
Yeah, well, you have to, don't you?
How did the mum and dad get on in Spain?
Oh, you want to see them? Browners, berries.
Yeah. Why didn't they take the family with them?
Well, it's like they said, you know, it's too hot for kiddies in Spain, isn't it?
Yeah. More like they knew they could get shut of them on you for a couple of weeks.
Oh, no, Betty, no, they wanted a break, and they deserved it.
And what did they bring you back, Hilda? Something smashing, eh?
Oh, yes, it was very nice.
Oh, come on then, love, tell us.
Well, they're like what them, what do you call them? Flamingo dancers, like what they use.
What? One of them gorgeous frocks, Hilda?
Oh, no, it's a little pair of castanets. Like for an ornament, you know. They're very nice.
Generous to a fault, isn't he, there, Trevor?
Phew, the miserable little stick.
Ah, you do well at Newton and Ridley's wood, Trevor. Look at this.
Well,
On the one hand, they're saying that they're pleased with our sales because they're up. Well, I mean, I could have told them that. And then we get, however, in view of our recent investment in the Rover's return, in the form of a complete refurbishment, we would be looking for sales considerably in excess of current levels.
Oh.
What that means in English is sell more. What they don't say is how. And short of you going topless, Betty, I've not got many ideas.
Look, that's just breweries, love. They're always on at folks to sell more. You needn't worry, lovey.
I hope you're right.
Here's a man who knows what's what. Here, Martin, take that cup of tea to Curly.
Right. Morning, Mr. Sugden.
Good morning. I'll have a cup of tea.
Don't tell me. A cup of tea and a lightly buttered tea cake, toasted.
You see, you think you know it all, don't you? I'll have a cup of tea, 2 rounds of toast, I'll have grilled cheese on one and leave the other gently buttered. I've been doing a home watch round this morning. I haven't had time for breakfast.
Oh, I'd have pulled my nets if I'd have known.
It wasn't your home I was watching.
When is it my turn?
Turn? I'm not on a timetable, woman. It was a random patrol. That's the whole point of it.
Let's make a date. 6:30 in the morning, and I'll see you get a good breakfast.
You're demented, woman. Totally demented.
Bless him.
What's the book then?
Oh, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe. Victorian horror, really.
Things that bad, Abby Curly.
What do you mean?
Well, I suppose you're thinking of chucking yourself off the nearest bridge. It's a great way to get in the mood for it.
No, I was just fed up with flipping Teddy, that's all.
Why, what's up with him now?
That's between me and him, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. Sorry I spoke.
Hiya.
Hello, Brian, mate.
What's that? A priceless antique?
That is a teapot with no handle. He paid good money for that, did Curly.
How'd he get it here? On the bus?
Nah, it's been sitting here for weeks, this.
Your van's ready, you know.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Brian, mate, yeah.
It's in the way a bit. You know, we need the space. I've had to put it outside.
Yeah, OK, Brian.
It's 280 quid, like I said. I've honoured the estimate because I know times are hard.
Who said times are hard?
Aren't they?
No, we're doing all right.
Oh, good. So when are you going to come and pick it up?
Well, look, when I get a minute, I'll go down the bank, draw the cash out, OK?
OK, Teddy. Don't forget the bank's closed at 3:30.
Yeah.
No, I said, how about Christmas in the Canaras outfit? And he said, no, there'll be our boots up. So I said, well, what about January then? Just to get away from these long, dark nights. I said, there's only one thing worth doing on these long, dark nights. It's not Stockton.
What did he say?
And we went very pale and got stuck into his attic.
Only a half, Norman.
Oh, I'm not very thirsty. I've drank a fair bit of tea this morning.
How did you go on with Terry?
Well, I didn't go in. I couldn't face him. It was with you saying that maybe the reason he doesn't want proper books is he's got something to hide. Well, it got me thinking. Maybe I'm just a mug, you know, working me socks off, financing the firm out my own money, and for what? To get ripped off by Terry, son of Jack Duckworth.
Now, you don't know that, Norman, and nor do I. It's just the vaguest speculation on my part, and I probably shouldn't have said it.
No, I don't know so much.
Oh, now, come on, Norman, it's got to be faced. If there's a disagreement, then you must talk it through, otherwise there's no point in the partnership. Take the bull by the horns, Norman.
Yes, you're right. Thank you, Mrs. Bishop. I'm just hiding from things, aren't I? I'll just finish this first.
Ah, Mr. Gilroy. Yes, what can I do for you?
Miss Lynch, I'll have an Irish if you have one, please.
A whiskey or stew?
No, I don't think I'll be eating, thank you. My stomach's a bit upset, you know. I can't risk amateur catering.
Put down that carving knife, Betty. Is it a large one?
Go on, then.
And to what do we owe the honour at this hour of the day?
Change of policy, actually. I'm not opening dinner times.
Get away.
That's right. No, it's little point, really. I'm not after the half pint of shandy and a packet of crisps trade. No, it's the serious money I'm aiming for. Leaving Noddy and his chums to places like this.
What he means is Noddy isn't going in there. That'll be £1.36.
Hi.
Oh, hi, love. Oh, Kevin, it feels like you've got half an hour during that time.
Keeps it shining, though, doesn't it? All right, Mrs. Roberts?
Hello, love it. How's Brian?
That's fine. Had a great weekend with Nicky. Trouble is, made him realise how much he misses him.
Well, it's his own fault, isn't it? I mean, he's the one wanting a divorce. Now, let's not start all that again. Let's just thank God they're still friendly. If they can stop that way during all this, then at least they'll have done one thing sensible.
Here, don't I know you from somewhere? No, don't tell me. Aren't you the bloke that flogs gypsy pegs?
Oh, enough of the sarcasm, Teddy.
Well, where have you been?
Been thinking things over.
Famous.
And it strikes me that if you're so set on us not having proper accounts, then there must be a reason.
What a brain.
And the only reason I can think of is you've got something to hide.
Say that again.
The only reason I can think of, well, it makes any sense.
Say it again.
Well, I'm not saying that, you know...
Yes, you are. You're saying I'm not straight, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, you know...
What are you saying, then?
I'm just asking.
You're asking for a flat nose, I mean that.
Oh, come on, Teddy. You can't run a business partnership like that. Threatening physical violence every time we disagree.
Look, listen, Curly. I just had Brian Tilsey round here. Why? Because he wants his cash, doesn't he? Why? Because he's worked on our van. That's the way things happen, Curly. You do a job, you get paid for it. Now, if there's two of you do a job, you divide the money so one gets half and the other gets half. That's the way the world goes round. You can write it down on 20 bits of paper, but it makes no flaming difference. Now, I'm not threatening you, but if you're saying that I don't divide things up and that you don't get your cut, then I promise you, Curly, I'm going to knock you out that flaming door and halfway down Moseley Street.
I just want proper accounts.
Curly, I just want the van back.
I want the van too.
Then write a cheque, Stone me.
It's my money, Terry.
I know it's your money, Curly. But we can't work without a van, can we? I'm sorry it's your money. But if it was me that had it, I'd be round to Tilsey's like a shot. I'm not just saying that.
No, I know you're not, I know you're not.
Well, then come on, then.
No.
No. You're going to close us down because you're too mean to part with 280 quid.
No, I'm prepared to pay for the van.
Hallelujah.
If you're prepared to see I get me money back. Proper accounts, Terry, books, ensuring the cash I stump up does not get lost in your non-existent system.
You've got my word, but look, Curly, if I wanted to write up flaming books, I'd have joined a flaming bank, wouldn't I?
I mean it, Terry.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Where are you going?
Well, there's no point stopping round here, is there?
You're making me very angry, Curly. Very angry. I've carried you in this flaming business for months. I got this business set up. I got us a yard, I got us a van, I got us at work at Baldwin's, and I did it. Yes, I did it at a crack of flaming dawn, mate. Working for us while you carried on with your bin round working for yourself. And now I'm asking you for something now, Curly. I'm asking you to write us that cheque so I can get our van back on the road and get back out to work. And after all I've done for you, Curly, that's not too much to ask, I promise you.
Let go of me, Terry.
You're gonna write that cheque.
I said, let go. Thank you.
What about it?
Well, you tell me, Terry. You're the driving force round here. I'm just a millstone. See you round.
Now then, you two. You're over 18, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hey, do you mind? Come on.
Do you know the Flying Horse?
Oh, yeah. Pulls that rag and bone cart down Tuesdays and Thursdays, doesn't it?
The pub.
Oh, the pub. Thought you'd been in the funny pills then.
Well, if you like good music, you want to get yourselves down there tonight.
Why?
Got a great group on there tonight. Yeah. Very special.
Oh, yeah? What they call?
They're really going places, this group. They're vicious.
Vicious.
It's right up your street. You want to take her down there, lad? Give her a good night out.
That'll be a good idea, won't it, Sally? We'll have a night out together, eh? Oh, hang on. What about your husband?
You know, you've got a great future, you have, lad.
Aye.
As a comic, but not in one of my venues. Just get us another cup of tea and a cheese salad roll, will you?
Gail,
Hello, Brian. Want a butty? Fresh from your own fair hand?
I've just phoned my solicitor.
Oh?
He said you haven't acknowledged receipt of his communication.
You're talking like a machine, Brian. Do you mean I haven't written back?
Yeah, and until you do, the divorce can't happen.
Oh?
Have a cheese salad roll, Gail.
Yeah. Look, I can't talk now, Brian. Do you want to come round to the house one night? We'll talk then.
Yeah, OK.
The boss says he wants the cash first. Oh, do us a favour. It's gone 3:30. The banks are shut, mate. Brian says he wants the cash first. Kev, I'm your mate. I was your best man, remember? Sorry, mate. Don't make the rules around here.
Terry, I was hoping you'd turn up. You got the bank then?
I was just telling Kev I didn't make it, so...
So you haven't got the money?
Yeah, I've got the money, but not on me.
That's no good to me, mate.
Look, Brian, mate, do us a favour. I've got these jobs on. I need the van, otherwise I'm going to lose them.
Sorry, Terry.
Brian, I'll pay you. I'm not saying I won't pay you.
I believe you. And if I hold on to your van for you, you'll pay me even sooner, won't you? Kevin, how's that clutch doing?
About another hour.
Good. Don't let your mate hold you up too long.
Thanks a lot, Kev. That's great. You're a real mate.
Hello, Mrs. Ogden. Oh, you're very busy.
Yeah, well, somebody has to be, haven't they?
And what's that supposed to mean?
Well, I don't see you out brushing the flags, Sally.
No, you don't. What do I want to brush flags for? Just so folk can tramp on them with a mucky hooves. It's just making work, that is.
You want to give Sally that brush, Hilda?
Don't you start. I'll do them stairs tomorrow, Mrs. Ogden, but I'm going out with Kevin tonight.
Oh, where to?
Oh, we're going to the Flying Horse. They've got a band on.
Oh, where'd you hear that?
Oh, Alec Gilroy. He reckons they're great.
Well, if he reckons they're great, love, it's probably 2 tin whistles and a dustbin lid.
Well, who cares? It's a night out. It's better than Satin Rovers all night.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. So I'm not mucking my hands up now, Mrs. Ogden. I'm going to sort some clothes out for tonight.
You could sort yourself out an apron and a pair of rubber gloves.
Nice one, Hilda.
I'll be off, love.
Are you sure you don't want to come home with me now? I mean, it's no trouble to make you a bit of tea with me and Nicky.
No, you're all right, love. I'd better get home. Ta very much. You see, I want to bring me milk and see everything's all right. I'll see you at 1:45
I'll see
at
you
your
later.
house. Ta-ra, love. Ta-ra, Martin.
See you, Phyllis. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy days and... Hey, Gail. If you're ever stuck for the babysitter, you can always ask me, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, why not? Might as well watch telly at your house as anywhere else, eh?
Watch telly?
Why, what else can I do?
Well, that depends on who you've got with you, doesn't it?
Well, there might be the odd occasion when I've got someone around to keep me company, you know.
I can imagine and all. And what's my son going to think when he comes downstairs and finds you and your bit of company at it on my settee?
Ah, well, he wouldn't, would he? I guarantee it. I'd have been blindfolded and Janie was at bed before she turned
I
up.
believe you and all. Tiny road, I'll bear it in mind.
Sam?
Come on, let's get cleared up, then we can all go home.
Hello again. Hello. Hi. Do you know, it's a wonder that Mavis Riley doesn't throttle herself, the amount of exercise that tongue of hers gets. I just went in to pay the papers. That were half an hour ago.
That's what you come round to tell me, is it?
No, it's a take us like, no. I just slipped by to say, if you was doing out tonight and you fancied a bit of company, your poor old mother's at a loose end.
I thought you were going out with Alf tonight.
Yeah, so did I, but he's got a Parks and Cemetery committee at 7:30. Apparently, his vote could be crucial to the colour of the new paving stones in the Garden of Remembrance or something.
Well, I suppose somebody's got to make the decisions.
Oh, yeah, I know. It doesn't do my ego much good knowing I come a very poor second to the paving stones in the Garden of Remembrance, I can tell you that. Any road, as I said, if you're doing out, I could slip round about 7:30.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ma'am. I'm off out tonight with Pauline.
Oh, well, that settles that then, doesn't it? Oh, well, I shall just have to have a hot bath and an early night.
I'm sorry.
Don't be cold. Hey, listen, you and Brian haven't been having words, have you?
Me and Brian?
Yeah, well, you were in the shop this afternoon, and Alfie just happened to mention in passing something about you, him and Nicky. He stormed out with a face like thunder.
Not words exactly, no, but he's found out I haven't been in touch with the solicitor about the divorce. I was supposed to send some stuff back.
I thought it were all going through.
That's what Brian thought as well. Well, I can't stop him going ahead with it, but I can make sure he does it in my good time.
Star Alan. Star. Hello, lovely. No, I'd like a grapefruit juice, please, Betty.
Allow me to buy that for you, Mrs. Bishop.
Oh, no, really.
No, I insist. I hate to see a lady having to pay for her own drink. It goes against the grain. Don't you think so, Mrs. Turpin?
That's very nice of you. I'll have a small sherry.
You will not, you know. I'm not made of flipping money.
Well, I've heard Percy. No, come on. 15 pence change, Duck.
15 pence? Yeah. 35p for a grapefruit juice?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I suppose you know what you're doing.
Oh, God. That'll teach him to play Sir Galahad. Well, it's very nice to be back for the odd evening, although I'm ever so sorry that little Gloria's not so well.
Oh, it's only a cold, now too serious. I shouldn't think you'll be rushed off your feet in any case. We've got competition tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Flying horse, they've got a group playing, one of Gilroy's specials.
I won't call that competition, more like support.
I wouldn't mind if we top quality grapefruits. They're just the rejects, right off the bottom of the heap, squashed up, smashed up and put in a bottle and flogged off at an exorbitant price.
Give us a pint, please, Betty.
Yes, lovely.
By the way, thanks very much, Mrs. Bishop.
Thanks, Terry. What for?
For wrecking my partnership with Curly. I reckon you put both of us out of work.
Now, you just listen to me, lad.
Mr. Sugden, please.
There's no call to get abusive.
I'm just stating facts, mate.
You come in here and you
Mr.
start...
Sugden, please. Will you let me talk to Terry? It doesn't concern you, so just mind your own business. Now, I'm aware, Terry, that Norman doesn't want to pay for the van repairs, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But as I understand it, he would pay if you agreed to put the business on a proper footing.
In other words, he's not interested.
Well, Terry, I think that's nonsense. He's very concerned about the business. He wants it to continue, but he also wants it to, well, grow up and prosper. And from where I stand, that seems a much more positive approach than yours, to be frank.
Yeah, fine. Well, like I said, thanks very much, Mrs. Bishop.
Brian,
You all right?
you shouldn't walk in here like that. You should knock.
Oh, yeah. I used to live here, you know.
Yeah, you used to, but you left, remember?
You might as well have this, then. Won't be needing it again.
Thanks.
You going out?
Yeah,
Where to?
pictures. With Pauline.
So who's looking after Nicky?
Gail, Nicky's lost his fire engine, have you? Hello, Brian, love.
Hi.
It's on the bathroom floor, Phyllis. I nearly went flying over it.
Right, I'll go and give it to him. See you, Brian.
Yeah. Ta-ra, Phyllis. So about the solicitor's letter, then?
Brian, when I said come round one night, I meant make an arrangement for when it's convenient, and then we'll talk about it. I didn't mean you can barge into my house whenever you feel like it.
Your house?
My house. So will you do that? Because I'm off out now.
Whatever you say.
Gail. I'm sorry, love. Nicky's heard his daddy and he's going frantic to see him.
Yeah, it's all right, Phyllis. You can see him for 5 minutes and no more, all right? I want him to get a good night's sleep tonight. I won't be late, Phyllis.
All right, have a good time, love.
Thanks. I'll see you, Brian.
See ya. Have a good time.
Well, now. And what's the boss of the Northwest's favourite night spot propping up the bar of the Humble Rovers for?
Well, I felt like a bit of peace and quiet, so I thought it's either Rovers at Cemetery. You can't get a drink at Cemetery, so I'm here.
You should have picked the cemetery, Alec. Your jokes would have gone down better.
Flying horses packing them in tonight.
You wouldn't want to go there, Alec. They've only got a lousy group on.
Ah, they're a big attraction, Bet. You don't mind if I call you Bet, do you?
No.
Shame you couldn't have them here, really. Mind you, it's the wrong feel, this place, hasn't it? Put something lively in here, it'd be like Punch and Judy at a funeral.
But what are Newton and Ridley going to say when they hear that you've got some shady little backhander going with the manager of the Flying Horse?
Shady little backhander? I don't think Sarah Ridley or George Newton would be too pleased to hear you talk about their entertainments manager like that.
Their what?
You know? Oh, aye. I'm booking their acts for them. There's a couple of dozen of their pubs I'm involved with. Well, with my connections in the entertainments industry and knowledge of the licensed trade, I suppose I was the perfect man for the job. Seems like it, anyway. George and Sarah are very pleased.
Do you know something, Alec? Your nose got longer with every word you just said.
You don't believe me? Well, just tell me this then, Bet. If I'm not involved with Newton and Ridley at quite a high level, How come I know that they're disappointed in your results? How would I know, for instance, that they've been expecting more from the Rovers since the refurbishments? Eh, Bet? How would I know that, eh?
But we can't stop for a conquers. Now, I've got my flipping key. Dad!
Hey! Ah! How you doing, soldier? Hey, shall we go and see some more trains?
Yeah. Bit early for a visit, isn't it?
You got a couple of seconds?
No, I haven't. We've got to leave quarter of an hour earlier these days. Now we've got no transport.
Well, if you fill those forms, then I can drop them off.
Stop mithering, Brian. I told you last night I'd do it.
Flaming when, though? Nothing can start happening until you've sent them back.
I'll see to it when I've got time.
You've got time. Now I'll run you both.
Yeah, can Dad take me to school? Shut up, Nicky. You can't wait, can you? Get it all over and done with. Get rid of both of us. Your floozy chucking the Rovers been putting the pressure on, has she?
It's got nothing to do with her. I'm just fed up with not knowing where I flaming well stand.
I've not known where I've stood for the past 4 months.
And whose fault is that?
Oh, I'm sick of that tired old tune. You're so smug and self-righteous. Flipping whiter than white.
Mummy, I'm finally you both shouting.
I brewed up. It's on the table.
Well, personally, I wouldn't have thought a drag act was your sort of thing at all, Stella, love. With a what? Yes, we must. Another girls' night out again very soon. Bye.
Well?
Typical. Can't even trust the slimy little toad to be telling lies.
Oh, Jack Duckworth?
Alec Gilroy. He's booking turns in for her at the White Swan and a load of other Newton and Ridley pubs as well.
Oh, so he really is well in with everybody then?
Well, I don't know about everybody, Betty. I shouldn't think he can just troll into Buckingham Palace for a cuppa whenever he feels like it. But yes, according to Madam Rigby, he's well in with the brewery like he bragged he was, which from my point of view is much more important.
Mind you, he's always struck me as a go-getter. Well, you just have to handle him with a bit more care, won't you? I mean, if he really has got the ear of the top brass of Newton and Ridley's, there could be a bit of truth in what they're saying, you know, about them not being too happy with you after all. Is that right?
No, it isn't. That was just him mixing it. He just books acts for 'em. He's now to do with pub management.
Oh, I don't know, though. Folk like him always seem to know everything what's going on. He's a real entry pinner, like Mr. Baldwin. You have to admire him.
It's her fault. She wasn't being so flaming awkward.
Yeah, well, it can't be easy for her. I mean, you do put off things you don't like doing, don't you?
Yeah, I know, Kevin, I know. I still shouldn't have blown my top in front of him. We both shouldn't have. Must be hell for the poor little lad. What are we doing to him, Kevin, eh? What the flaming hell are we doing to him? All I want to do is get things sorted out official. I mean, this way we need a fish and a fowl. And I thought she'd have wanted to get on with her life as well.
Yeah, well, it's a bit different for her, isn't it? I mean, you can start a whole new life once this divorce is through. She can't. Not with 2 kids.
She's driving me around the bend, Kev. I've tried telling her that's how a marriage is now, a partnership. She thinks the wife should be a flipping slave.
Yeah, well, that's how it was in her day, wasn't it? What seemed to have made her too unhappy. Hey, Curly, what's the special occasion, mate?
Oh, nothing. I've just got an appointment in town.
Do you fancy popping in the garage on your way back? See about that van of yours?
Yeah, I'll sort something out. I didn't want to say out until I know for sure, you know.
Quite. All the same, I do wish it hadn't come to this, Norman. And I can't help feeling responsible.
Rubbish. You've probably done us a favour in the long run. Best thing that could have happened.
Well, now, you certainly seem to be enjoying yourselves at the Flying Horse the other night, kids.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't
Oh, especially the girls singing and the gold body stocking and half a dozen sequins. Cool.
There's plenty more nights like that lined up. I'll tip you the wink.
It's all right, Betty. I'll serve Mr. Gilroy.
All right. I get the red carpet treatment, do I?
All my customers get the red carpet treatment, Mr. Gilroy. Irish whiskey, right?
Right, I'd best be off then. Wish me luck.
Oh, I do, Norman, love. You know that. Are you sure it's what you really want?
Positive. I'll see you later.
Me and you've got to talk, mate.
Not now, I'm just off.
Listen, you've been avoiding me since yesterday dinner.
I've had some thinking to do. Any road, I've made my position clear.
And that's it, is it?
Yeah. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be late for my appointment.
What appointment? What appointment? What's he flaming up to now?
If Norman wants you to know, I'm sure he'll tell you himself, Terry.
A drag act, she told me.
With a capital D. The sensational Sabrina. Doing first-class business, too.
So I gather, though dear Stella, bless her, she does have this tiny tendency to exaggerate.
There's no exaggeration, Petal. I mean, they're doing a bomb. I've seen the books. Mind you see, it's the same story with all the other Newton and Ridley pubs I've put acts into. Can't go wrong.
Assuming, just for argument's sake.
Speaking hypothetically.
Quite. If I were to consider putting on entertainment in here...
Could I help you? Aye. I dare say you could fit in one artiste. One very small, thin artiste. Skull.
Come on, Emily, give us a break. The way he's messing me about, I don't know where I stand.
Oh, yeah, they had a ball. Mind you, I don't think they ate nothing but junk food the whole weekend.
Well, do no harm for once. Main thing is spending time with his dad.
My dad used to want me to go out with him every Sunday, you know. Still does.
Well, that's good. That's what a lad needs.
Flipping doesn't. There's nothing in the entire world more boring than flipping fishing.
Oh, I could think of worse things than sitting in sunshine on a river bank with a lovely bloke.
All right, next time he asks, you go.
And what would your mum say to that?
Say, she'd make the flipping buses.
I'm sorry about this morning.
Me too.
Was he all right after?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes I don't know what he's thinking these days.
Yeah, now I got that in York. Listen, I do know tonight.
Why, do you want to come breathing down my neck while I sign them flipping forms?
I thought we could go somewhere and talk.
Go where?
Well, I don't know, for a drink. Not the house, somewhere neutral.
Somewhere public, you mean? Where we can't start yelling at each other.
That as well.
Yeah, all right. Well, pick me up at 7:30, eh?
Fine.
I'll see you then.
Audrey?
What did His Highness want then?
Oh, he's asked me out for a drink tonight.
I see. Ooh.
Hey, I'll tell you what, lovey. We're not very busy here. Why don't you knock off? Go home and dress yourself up.
Yeah, I'll come round. I'll do your hair for you.
Hey, you could wear that lovely new blouse you've got.
And borrow some of Phyllis's killer scents. That stuff that Neil had me proposing to you last week, didn't it?
What a date, you lot. We're going out to discuss getting a divorce.
Or not getting one.
Back being a wage earner, are we, eh? Two of the bosses, working our butts off to line some other bloke's pockets.
Never knew you to be politically inclined.
What's political about it? I'm in the protection racket, me, mate. Self-protection. So?
I bet you twisted poor Mrs. Bishop's arm to tell you, didn't you?
Wasn't that difficult, mate. I think even she reckons you'd done the dirty on me.
How the hell did you manage to work that one out?
Sneaking off to jump birth before you're given notice on this one.
You knew where I stood, Terry. It was up to you. And you did nout.
Not a lot I could do, was there? The only bloke who could help won't. So? Did you get this job, did you?
Make it a bit more casual, ma'am. I don't want to look all done up special.
Oh, there's nothing wrong in showing him his worth making an effort for. It's when marriages go wonky and people start taking each other for granted.
I never took anything for
No,
granted.
I know. But perhaps he did. I mean, perhaps that's why you turned to Ian. Tell him that tonight. Go on. Tell him if he'd bothered a bit more, then you mightn't have been so tempted.
It's not going to be that kind of conversation.
You don't know what kind of conversation it's going to be. Could be the first steps to the road back. I mean, why else would he have asked you out, eh?
We had a row this morning in front of Nicky. It upset all of us.
Yeah, well, in a perfect world, perfect parents never yell in front of their kids. And who's perfect? What's your row about?
Me not returning the divorce papers.
Well, you're not ready to, are you? It's as simple as that.
He thinks I'm just being bloody-minded.
No, he doesn't. He's just as scared of taking the final steps as well, you know. I doubt he wants it any more than you.
Well, what's all this strong-arm stuff, then?
Oh, come on. He's got to put on a bold front, hasn't he? He's got to show he's in charge. I bet deep down he's longing for a face-saving way to back off.
You sound very certain, Mum.
Oh, I am. Look, I bet he's been missing you just as much as you've been missing him. And I think this last weekend's away with Nicky's brought it all home to him how much he's got to lose. Right? So go and knock him out, kids. Get a few glasses of vino down him, snuggle up to him, and get him back here with you where he belongs.
Seduce him, you mean? With this bulge?
You can do it. You're not your mother's daughter for nothing.
All right, Terry, mate. Your mum said you were still here. Putting some hours in, aren't you?
Yeah. For the last time, mate.
What? Not quitting, are you? What about your van?
Is that what you've come round for? Well, thanks for your sympathy and concern, pal. You can tell your boss he can flog the flaming van and keep the money. You satisfied?
Kev didn't mean it like that, did you, Kev? Why chuck everything up? I mean, surely there's some other answer.
There is. You ask your old fella.
Don't expect us to work for now, do you? You wouldn't, Sarah.
No, but I'd bust a gut to come to some kind of special arrangement. Especially if it was a mate. Especially if it'd been dropped in the midden like what I have.
What about Curly?
What about Curly? You've heard the one about the rats in the ship, haven't you? This is a ship.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, emigrate. Chuck myself in the canal. Become a rich woman's plaything. You tell me, sweetheart.
We're off down Jimmy's. They've got a Mexican night on tonight. Whatever that is. Come with us. It'd be a laugh.
No, maracas gives me earache and chili gives me gut's ache, but it's all the same, sweetheart. The funny thing is that we could have made a real go of this place. Could have been a belting little business. Oh, well. Not to cry about, is it? Only the end of a dream. Well, run along, kids. Enjoy yourselves. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Well, go on.
So Nicky's all right now, is he?
Yeah. He's with Martin. Likes Martin. Thinks he's his big brother.
We mustn't do that to him again.
No, well, that's one thing we both are agreed on. I don't want to fight, Brian.
No, me neither.
I'll have an orange juice, please.
And a white wine. Anything to eat?
I can recommend the special, Mazaka.
I'll just have a bowl of soup, Dad.
Oh, she wants more than that, doesn't she? When's it due?
February.
Oh, might be little Pisces, like my youngest. Swims like a fish and all. You're first, is it, love?
No, we've got a little boy.
I'll have the bangers and mash.
Okay.
Nosy old bat.
She's only taking an interest, Brian. People do.
Yeah, I know. I just find it all difficult to handle. You know all this.
Me too. Bit like being on a date, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that.
No, well, we are married. For now, anyway. Here we are like a couple of gooseberries, like it's our first date, and we don't know what to say to each other.
We do, though, don't we?
Do you remember our first date? Where we went?
Ah, the pictures, wasn't it?
You don't remember?
Well, where was it then? You don't flipping remember yourself, neither.
Well, I don't think it was the pictures. Wasn't it a foursome with Susie and that mate of yours, Dom?
No, it wasn't Dom, because Susie scared the pants off Dom. I think it was just you and me.
I think it was a foursome.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it well.
Nice. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Look, it's
it's her own fault. If she'd have stopped in bed like I told her to when it first started, she'd have been as right as rain now.
You're a hard woman, Betty.
I'm not a hard woman. I'm a tired one. I'm not used to working a full day's work anymore. I like me quiet evenings at home.
Listen, I'm damn sure Gloria would rather be in here than lying at home with watery eyes and a bright red conch. Anyway, I wish working the odd extra night were all I had to worry about.
Oh, we're doing all right, love.
Same old faithfuls, Betty. Was all the new trade we were supposed to be swamped with when we'd had our facelift. I should have had a facelift instead at pub.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Nobody's taking advantage.
Oh, aren't they? What was you doing when I went round there after tea, only ironing a pile of his shirts?
I've always ironed Kevin's shirts.
Yeah, he's wed now. He's got a wife to do it for him.
Oh, yeah, well, but she's not got much idea.
Well, she won't get much idea if you keep doing it for her.
No, the trouble is, you see, they got a different attitude to what we have. They're always going on about equality, but we was brought up to look after our menfolk. I mean, I never considered it beneath me to wash and cook and clean for my Stan.
Aye, that was what a wife was for.
You want to put your foot down before they start taking you for a mug altogether. You work hard all day, you're not entitled to go and start running about after them two youngsters on top of it. I'll have a word for you, shall I? No time like the present.
Just you sit down. It's now to do with you. If there's anything to say, I'll say it. It's my home.
Yeah, well, you do well to remind them of that fact and all.
I thought you two were going out somewhere tonight.
Oh, we only stopped about 10 minutes. We're dead now. They're all about 16, weren't they?
Oh, I see. You two are mature for the old married couple, eh? Anyway, what you having?
I'll get these curly under the circs.
What circs?
I was being a kind of wake.
What is he talking about?
We went round the yard earlier and Terry was telling us about you two both jacking the business in.
He said that?
He wasn't just saying it like he was sort of packing his bits and pieces. I thought you'd know about it anyway. I thought you were supposed to be partners.
Yeah, so did I, mate. So did I.
Ta.
Thank you. Yeah, the lads seem to be having the problems. Terry and Curly.
Yeah?
Yeah, they brought the van in for us to fix.
I don't want to talk about them, Brian.
No. Your hair looks nice.
Thanks. It's nothing special.
You've always had nice hair. It's the first thing I noticed about you.
Oh? What was the second?
These bangers aren't bad.
Have you missed me?
Gail.
Please, Brian, tell me the truth.
Of course I've flaming missed you. What do you think, eh? It's been like losing a flaming arm. I mean, last weekend when...
Yeah?
When Nicky got dead excited about them steam trains, I almost turned round to you and said, "Hey, love, look at them eyes. They're like flaming saucers. Only you weren't there."
Yeah, I do that. Things he says and does. I go to tell you. And other things. Like, you know how we used to laugh at daft bits in the Sunday papers or in next door? You get used to someone being there to share it with. And sometimes at night there'll be something dreadful on the telly. Terrorists, people killing each other. And I just want to say, how can they do that to each other, Brian? You do think about war, nuclear explosions. You think about the future when you've got kids. You get scared.
There's nothing to be scared of. And give over. All you miss is someone to change plugs and take tops off sauce bottles.
You can learn how to do that. What's much more difficult is learning to sleep on your own in a double bed.
We can't go back, Gail.
We can go on.
Not together.
We've both learnt a lot, Brian. We can build on that.
Maybe I should just forgive and forget like people keep telling me. God, don't you think I wish I could?
Why can't you?
Kevin says I'm not very flexible.
Well, blow Kevin. What does Kevin know?
No, but he's right. I mean, maybe I'm not just a big enough person. Not like me mum or you. I mean, you love someone no matter what. I mean, I'm just dead selfish.
You've been too hard on yourself, Brian. You've been hurt.
You need time. Well, there's no rush. I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, if I wait till I'm 90, I'll feel no different.
You don't know.
I bloody do! And even so, there'll always be the kid to remind me.
Oh, yeah. The kid.
Hate me if you want, Gail. I don't blame you. But sign them papers. There's no point in hanging on. That's all I wanted to say.
I see. And if I don't?
You'll have to. Else
Else what?
I'll stop paying the rent to the house.
You'll throw me and Nicky onto the street.
Don't blackmail me with Nicky. I'll make sure he's all right. I'm sorry, Gail, but it's what my solicitor said. But it won't come to that as long as you...
I hear you put the van up for a sale.
Don't worry. You get your share of out left over, if there is out.
Bit premature, isn't it?
I'm premature. You're the one that waltzed off and got himself a new job, mate.
I didn't actually, because I didn't get it.
I see. So you're back on the dole now, are you?
Well, not necessarily. Not if we can pick up where we left off.
2 men in a yard with no van, you mean?
No, I'm prepared to pay for the garage bill under certain conditions.
That we sit down and negotiate a proper system. That what you mean?
What do you say?
I'll think about it.
Mr. Gilroy.
Give us a long, cool shandy, will you, bet, love? I've just been doing the rounds, visiting my artists. It takes its toll on the tonsils, you know, shouting above all that din. Every pub I visited was packed to the gills.
On the house.
Oh, that's very civil of you, madam. Believe me, it's nice to find a quiet oasis away from it all.
The sarky old so-and-so. I know what I'd be giving him. Won't be drinks from the house.
You're the one who said I'd have to watch how I handled him, Flo.
I just said be careful. Don't lie down and let him wipe his boots all over you. The man's a snake.
Maybe, but he's a snake who seems to have the knack of filling public houses. And if it'll improve business, Bettykins, I could learn to love a flaming boa constrictor.
Where's Martin?
He's gone home. Why? What do you want?
I want to drink.
You want to annoy Martin more like.
Where's my dad?
He's at your Granny Ivy's, I expect.
Is he going to come back?
No, he's not coming back. But don't you worry, my darling. We'll be all right.
That didn't take long. They don't have that gorgeous redhead there these days. You know, if they got shut of her gone with gaskets, they'll never be the
Brian,
same.
do you mind? I'm sorry to bother you, but I was passing, and there are 1 or 2 things I want to get straight.
Not the only one.
Like, for instance, this threat to stop paying the rent.
You know the answer to that?
Oh, yes, you made that quite clear. Cooperate. Fill in those blasted forms.
Gail, look, be reasonable. You've got no alternative.
I have, you know. I can sit tight. I can burn the divorce papers, say blow you and your flaming rent money.
Get evicted.
Oh, that's the plan, is it? More punishment. The unfaithful wife turfed out onto the streets.
That's crazy talk.
Is it? Wouldn't you stand a better chance of getting Nicky if I have nowhere to go?
Gail, just get a solicitor.
I don't need a solicitor.
Look, these things have got to be done by the book.
You make it sound like it's a business we're splitting
Kate,
up.
I know it's grim, but there's no way of avoiding it.
It's your name on that rent book as well as mine. They'll come to you for the arrears.
Well, they won't get it. And anyway, they can't evict me because you evicted me. The way you behaved evicted me.
The way I behaved. And how many gorgeous redheads did you chatter?
Oh, yes, sure. I mean, you haven't strings to them, haven't I?
Anyway, you won't win. I'll pay that rent before I pay anything. The council won't suffer, just Nicky. He needs a new football strip. Well, he'll just have to wait, won't he?
Now, listen.
Maybe he should fill in your divorce papers. Maybe he should get a flaming solicitor.
Whatever Nicky wants, just send me the bill. All right?
Now, look, we have to face facts. The state of trade is not good. Target figures are not being reached, and this, as you know, is fairly official.
Oh, this is where you're hiding, is it? I thought you'd all been fired.
We're having a meeting, Hilda.
Yeah, I should think so, I know. Bar takings being what they are.
And what do you know about bar takings then?
Well, it's common knowledge, isn't it? I mean, it's plain as the nose on your face. All the brass Newton and Ridley have spent doing this place up. And you're not exactly getting mobbed, are you? I mean, you're not getting the big spenders in that.
And what do you recommend we do about that, Hilda, apart from sacking the cleaner?
Well, for a start, you could liven the place up a bit, especially on a weeknight.
Well, I reckon open mic touch might be the answer.
Come again?
Open mic, free and easy, I could compare it.
Oh, yeah, they're very popular, free and easies. And they cost nought.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, look what you get. Every Tom, Dick and Harry bawling their blooming heads off.
Seriously, what we have got to find is class entertainment. Something really choice that comes cheap.
Well, you're planning to get that from Gilroy, lovey. Forget it.
Don't kid yourself, Cock. He knows his onions. I've checked up on him. When it comes to pub entertainment, he is Mr. Big.
Oh, yeah, sure. The Bernie Delph onto Weatherfield.
What do you think, Jack? You've worked for the man.
Well, he might be doing the business for Newton and Ridley, but there's 2 or 3 in this town that's bigger than him. I mean, Nev Jacobs, for instance. He's got the finest set of strippers in captivity, has Nev Jacobs.
Yeah, well, tell me something, Jack. Forget Nev Jacobs. How does Gilroy operate?
Bottom line's 40 quid, he takes 20%. Guarantees 3 artists, 3 bookings per night. He's got 20 artists on his books.
In other words, you wouldn't mind being a penny behind him?
Not with his current setup, I wouldn't.
Well, if he's raking it in, he can afford to be generous, can't he? To a kindred spirit. Especially if he was sweet on her.
Oh, God. I'm dissolving this partnership, right? I want to get myself buried in books. So, I'm due my share of the assets, agreed? So we get Reg Dawson down here, get him to make us a bid for the stock.
This is financial suicide.
Let's have it straight, Sunshine. The only guy with a death wish round here is you.
Death wish? I haven't challenged Rambo to an armed combat. I've simply asked Mrs. Bishop to come round and sort the accounts.
Accounts, books, receipts, invoices. Emily Bishop nailed in the coffin of free enterprise.
Oh, grow up, will you, Terry? Face facts. You can't run a business out your back pocket.
No use. I'm not buying. The next thing you'll be suggesting Bible lessons. Now look, we've got the stock and we've got the van.
No, Brian Tilsley's got the van.
All right, so we ask him to make us an offer less the repair bill.
Oh, you handle it. I'll wash my hands of it.
I'll handle it. Don't you fret. First, we've got to go down the meat market and see a guy.
Oh, I see. Crawling back there, are we? A defeated man?
Yeah, like you were crawling after another job. The only difference is I'll get a bend. There's no danger of that. I can always use muscle down the meat market. I'll be in touch.
See ya.
Ta-da.
Deirdre, not seen our Gail up here.
Turn right to the baked beans, love. You can't miss it.
Here you are. I've been on your trail all flipping morning.
Yeah, well, business was slack and I had some shopping to do.
How'd it go then, the big day? Was it a peace feeler? Has the great man forgiven you?
Forgiven me? Yeah. He was like Flint. Says if I don't cooperate with the divorce, he'll stop paying the rent.
What? Oh, Gail, how could it? Well, that's terrible for you. I mean, he must have known you'd be building up your hopes.
Yes, well, if he thinks blackmail will work, he can think again. Anyway, I'd best be off. See you.
More trouble.
It's that little toe rag Brian Tilsley playing silly devils with our Gail. Honestly, what a snake he's turning out to
Now
be.
then, hold your fire. It's not our war.
We can't just stand by, Alf, like Switzerland. Hard-faced beggars refusing to pay the rent.
Well, what's pushed him into that?
Pushed him? Now it's pushed him. He's just being clever and twice as nasty. Do you know, I reckon he thinks he can get Nicky if she's chucked out.
Look, love, why don't we just leave this to the experts? I think we've given all the guidance we can.
It's not guidance he needs, Alf. It's a good kick up the backside.
Morning, Alec. How's tricks, lad?
Fabulous. I've got 2 strippers with back trouble and an Irish tenor who can't even remember the words of Killarney. How's things on the ale front? Still fighting them off, are you?
What we need is a good chucker in. Pint, is it?
No, I'll just have half of lager and a small whiskey. I've got trouble with my tonsils.
Throat, that is it, Alec. Nothing trivial, I hope.
Well, I caught it last night in the gardeners, didn't I? It's all the smoke and fumes. Well, I mean, it's no good telling you. I mean, you must remember what it's like in a crowded pub.
All right, don't bite me head off. I'm only telling you friendly like. And the mood Brian's in, what with one thing and another. It's likely to put a parking fee on that bill if you don't get your van shifted.
Look, tell your boss I'll be round to see him this afternoon. Tell him the van's for sale if he wants to put in a bid.
Oh, your business is really kaput, eh?
Brilliant, you finally worked it out.
Wait, watch it.
Who do you think he's playing for, Wigan?
The lad's got problems, hasn't he? Him and Curly are at each other's throats. He went down the meat market this morning for a bend. All he got was a knockback.
And what do they call that? Mad impetuous youth, eh? Drinking to that, are you?
No, sir. Gotta go. Got a shirt to iron.
Give us a scotch, will you? Bit of a skill in ironing a shirt, you know, as I've been discovering. There you go. Listen, don't think I'm pushing my nose in, but what's the beef between Terry and his mate?
Well, it's some potty idea that Curly's got about getting Emily Bishop in proper books and all that.
Well, what's potty about that?
Well, give over, not with lads like them. She'll have a right under the collar, won't she? I mean, it's the first unwritten law of black economy, innit? No books, no records, cash only.
Fair enough. Pity the rot set in there. I thought they had a bit of a future.
Aye, might be with that van cracking up, wasn't it? The van that you sold them. I am not implying nothing.
Going already, Alec? Can I not tempt you?
If you're buying.
Oh, naturally.
Sure you can afford? I mean, I don't want to break the bank.
If I didn't know you for the warm and generous person you are, Alec, I might suspect you of being a bit snide.
Warmth and generosity is often misunderstood, Bet. You made any progress then about your cabaret plans?
Yes, some. Ever heard of a fella called Nev Jacobs?
Nev Jacobs, that bald-headed vulture. You'd be better off dealing with Dracula.
Oh, you do surprise me. I'd heard he were quite big in the business.
Listen, the only thing big about him is his cigar. Now look, be warned. He'll come round here, he'll ask you for 50 quid down, and what will you get? A one-legged clog dancer.
Hello.
How are you?
Are you busy? Well, I'm going into town and I noticed you'd left your key.
Thanks, love.
Are they making any sense?
Sense? The surreal, the Pythonesque. Neddy Seagoon could have done better than this.
Terry's not changed his mind, then? There's no chance of a reconciliation?
Oh, not a hope. He wants to sell what there is to sell and split 50-50.
I suppose the van must be worth something.
Yeah, we've got to pay the repair bill first.
Well, it might be advisable to do that. I mean, the sooner you have possession...
Yeah, it just seems so final, though.
I understand that, but you do have to be careful in these situations, Norman. Unpleasant facts have to be faced, and,
Don't be shy, Mrs. Bishop. I'm in practice.
Well, I might be wrong, but I don't think Brian Tilsley would be entitled to stop the registered owner of that van driving it away if he insisted, repair bill or not.
Are you suggesting I march in there?
No, no, of course not. But if Terry was aware of the position, he got possession, took off into the wild blue yonder, where would that leave you?
Hey, Smiler, what's all this about you poaching my staff?
Was that supposed to be a joke? Because if it is, I'm not laughing.
No, I mean it. Emily's vital to my operation.
Yeah, we've all got our crosses to bear, haven't we?
Well, I used to be a cowboy, but I'm not anymore. Grew up.
Come off it, you're up to more dodges than our cat. I mean, look how you suckered us over that van.
Oh, I see. That's the hard luck story, is it? How the flyboys suckered you. Well, that makes you quite an idiot, doesn't it?
Am I an expert on gearboxes?
Well, am I? When you buy a second-hand car, you take your chance, don't you? No one cheated you. But I'll tell you something for nothing, son. You're cheating yourself.
You mind spelling that out for me?
Cowboy firms soon bite the dust, don't they? I mean, all this cash in hand is for Joe Noble. You know, Curly's right. He's thinking ahead.
Look, no way can I wear Emily Bishop riding shotgun over the Reddies.
Look, keeping books isn't being thick. It's vital if you want to expand. Now, the trick with the tax people is that you pay some. Now and then, that keeps the chancellor happy, keeps a heavy mob off your back. If you can't see that, son, you're the Wally, not your mate.
Jack, couldn't tell clocking you and Gilroy with your heads together just now.
All going to plan, kiddo.
She's playing her own game, isn't she?
Well, you know, Bet. She likes all the clever stuff, you know, the fast footwork.
Yeah, well, she wants to watch that Gilroy. When it comes to fast footwork, he's got Gene Kelly beat.
I don't mind pressing my own shirts. She says, well, what's Sally doing? I says, oiling the bed springs, I think. Oh, actually, I didn't say that. But I mean, how do you explain unisex to Hilda?
Oi, where's the van?
Oh, it's gone to auction, mate.
Oh, who's took it? You've not let Teddy take it, have you? I've come to settle up.
Well, he terrified us.
Oh, I don't believe this. I thought he'd have more bottle than let him twist your arm.
Now then, cool it, eh, lad? Can't you see you being flaming sent up? The van's round the back where it belongs, out the way.
I'm sorry, I just panicked when I saw it wasn't outside.
Did you settle up?
Yeah, that's right. 280, wasn't it? Yeah.
Hang on, you can put that away. I want the cash.
I've got my banker's card.
I don't give a toss if you've got his walking stick. I'm sorry, mate, but listen, it's nothing personal, but I'd rather have cash.
I could take that van away, you know. I could just get in it and drive off and I'd be within my rights.
Don't try it.
Oh, great. And what happens if Teddy turns up, trying with his martial arts? Are you going to be as tough with him?
Yeah, they have to be.
Oh, for Pete's sake. What is this, Dodge City, the fastest gun? Don't you know we're in the age of the computer? You must be Stone Age kit asking for cash.
Oh, who's left the false teeth this time?
I'll get it, Betty.
OK.
It's only a business appointment.
Right.
Just see kitchen straight, will you, Petal? And then let yourself out by time.
Oh, right.
Alec, how nice to see you. And bang on time. I'm just fresh out the shower.
Thought you looked a bit pink.
Oh, cheeky devil. Shall I serve the drinks in here, then we can move through to my private quarters?
Oh, I think this is private enough for what we have in mind, don't you?
As you prefer. I prepared you a cocktail, my own invention. La Passionara. Take a seat.
I would if they weren't screwed down.
Repartee. I love it, I really do. And you're such a master of the art. Here's mud in your eye.
Skull. You don't mind if I get rid of the fruit and veg, do you?
Not at all, Alec.
Well, now, shall we get down to business?
Business can wait, Alec. Let's sheath our swords and get to know one another a bit.
Why not?
I'm not saying you and I could tango, but in some respects we do dance to the same tune. OK, we got off on the wrong foot.
It's disastrous, that, you know, if you're doing a tango.
I bet you've done a few in your time.
I've had my moments.
I heard you were married once.
That was a long time ago. I was a promising young compere then. Now, I'm a shark.
Well, look at me. I were a brownie once, and a choir girl to boot.
Bet this is all very agreeable, but why don't you come clean? You're setting me up for summer, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. A girl tries to be neighbourly.
I'm not objecting. I mean, handled right, I can be a very soft touch. So why don't you take a quick shufty through that portfolio there? There's photographs, career histories, there's singers, impressionists, stand-up comics, fall-down comics, even the odd funny comic. You just take your pick and then we can talk terms.
You can't tell from photos, though, can you, Alec? Are none of your artists performing tonight?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Oh, seriously, Alec. Can't you just take me on a grand tour of your cabaret circuit? I'd get a better idea, wouldn't I? Plus, we could have a right good rave up. And did your old mother warn you against wicked women like me?
You're a little handful, aren't you, you? I can feel my percentages trembling already.
Freeze, Buster, this is a stick-up.
Oh, Teddy, will you let me breathe and get your fingers out me back?
You'll be more careful, don't you, Mr. Goldfinger? Sitting all that loot around.
This is for the van. I've just drawn it out. Sal plus Tilsley wouldn't take a cheque.
I see. Been after the van, have you? Getting your mitts on the assets?
Oh, don't panic. It'll all be done by the book. There'll be no funny business.
Only Bishop be around, will she? Sticking her decimal points in?
No, I'll do it myself. I've got A-level maths, you know.
Oh, I see. So you're finally coming round to my point of view, are you? After all the blood and thunder?
Point of view?
Doing it ourselves.
This is new to me, Terry. I got the message that you were against accounts whatsoever.
No way. I'm going to have to be cracked, wouldn't I? The way I see it, if you're going to fiddle the accounts, you've got to have something to fiddle.
No, hang on. I'm not with you, Terry. In fact, I'm miles behind.
It was Emily Bishop that stuck in my craw, and apart from how else, it was a question of ethics, wasn't it?
Ethics?
Yeah, she works for Baldwin, doesn't she? Say we should do some work for him. Does she fiddle his books or ours? There'd be a conflict of loyalties, wouldn't there?
Mrs. Bishop isn't capable of fiddling.
Exactly, which is where your maths come in. I mean, I bet with a bit of practice, you'd be the finest fiddler around. I mean, when it came to fiddling, my mate, you could rate a Stradivarius.
Does this mean we're still partners?
Why not? Put a proper sign up, Duckworth and Watts. And to show you I'm on the level,
While you go and get the transport, I'll nip down the cabin, see if they've got any ledgers going cheap. Afternoon, Mrs. Bishop. Can't stop. Got to get the account system set up. Ta-ta.
Right. He's not actually agreed.
Seemingly, amazingly.
Well, thank goodness. And when do I start? I am to do the accounts, am I?
Well, I've had to compromise. The idea is that we do them ourselves.
It's your decision, Norman. But don't you think you might very soon find yourself back at square one?
Look, Brian, I know it's none of my business.
So why get involved?
Because I'm caught in the crossfire, lad, aren't I?
Don't kid me, Alf. You're all the same, you professional troubleshooters.
Look, if that's a dig at my council work...
First interview, Grow. You got your little hat on, you come trotting up here giving free advice that nobody wants.
Oh, you've got it all wrong, lad. Look, I was downtown paying a few bills.
And you thought on the way back, you just pop in and put me straight, eh? Where you off to next? Knocking somebody's door down because they're keeping chickens.
Look, Brian, what I came about...
Right, I'm back. With my hot little handful of readies. I hope it's all right. It's only paper. You see, sovereigns are in very short supply these days.
Kevin, sort him out, will you?
Yeah, sure.
You'll need the battery leads.
Very trusting man, your boss. Wouldn't you agree, Councillor, that the world is full of trust? Go ahead, count it. It's all there. 280 smackers. Mind you, you've probably got a hoard under the floor somewhere, given your general distrust of banks.
Oi, do you want this van or what?
Yeah.
Look, if you've aught else to say.
Well, it was about Gail's rent, actually. Audrey tells me you're refusing to pay it.
That's right, yeah. I mean, any bylaws in that?
On the grounds of poverty, like?
On the grounds I was driven to it.
Look, Brian, you're standing there with a fistful of tenors and you're refusing to pay the rent on your house to keep a roof over your family's head.
I was driven to it, Alf. I don't know how much you've been told, but believe me, Gail's driven me to it.
Oh, for Pete's sake, what's the girl done now?
She won't play ball with a divorce. She won't get a solicitor. She won't fill the forms in. Look, it's her you should be talking to, not me. It's her that's not thinking straight.
Nicky, where is he?
Well, he will be by the time Al's finished his Buffalo Bill tale.
Oh?
God, I'm whacked.
Oh, come on, you mustn't let it get you down. If it comes to the crunch, you can tell Toe Rag Tilsey to stick his rotten rent. Al's pockets are deep enough, don't worry. Oh, hello, the Indians bit the dust, have they?
Oh, aye. General Custer's got his revenge on the last of the patches.
I was just saying to Gail, look, she mustn't let this rent dodge thing get her down. Not so long as we've got a couple of coppers to spare.
I can manage.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I think Brian might have a point, you know.
You what?
No, I think you might be wise to go see a solicitor.
Well, to a certain extent, yes, if it means fighting fire with fire. Rip the little twerp off for every penny he's got.
No, that's not quite what I meant.
What did you mean, Alf?
Well, I think the time has come, love, for you to accept the fact that Brian seems set on a divorce.
Yeah, well, I won't quarrel with that.
Right then, well, in my opinion, you'd be wise to go see a solicitor, because it could save you a lot of pain and inconvenience.
Let's face it, love. So far, it's only Brian that's been playing dirty. I think it's about time you started to retaliate.
Costly business divorce, I mean, look what it rushed Lee Marvin.
Oh, yeah, I would have definitely been sued for alimony.
Yeah. So I take it the divorce is off.
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
There do.
no, I meant the partnership between Terry and Kermit.
Oh, sorry.
Hey up, here it comes. Look, Miss Piggy and Kermit. Hiya, gang. This little belter here has treated me like a princess tonight. It's been like a royal procession, I kid you not. All the way from the Flying Horse, where we knocked Stella Rigby's eyes out, to the Honey Pot, where Albert, Dean Martin Hardcastle, who's a dead ringer for Ken Dodd, sang. What was he sang, Ali?
Memories. And he isn't one of my artists.
Not out of your stable, Ali. Just a punter. You do surprise me. Sound not up. Well, let's just say we've got some very good prospects in the pipeline. But come, Star Maker, let's talk terms, talk business, eh? Get this show on the road. Let's find a quiet corner where we can get our act together. Vodka's Betty, all the trimmings.
I can sing Memories.
So can I, especially at bedtime.
I'm not quite with you, Ken. All to do with image, you see, Terry. I mean, get the right image and you're swinging, to put it in terms that people like Baldwin favour.
Hey, do you fancy a game of darts?
Yeah, if we can get it in before closing time.
I mean, have you ever thought, for instance, why it is he employs Emily?
Well, they are chalk and cheese.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, she's the last person on earth you'd think he'd want doing his books, but there's a very good reason. She gives that ropey company a good image. I mean, for someone as dodgy as Baldwin, having Emily in the shop window, that's a very crafty move.
Do us a favour, love. I cart you all round the flaming town. My wallop must have lost 2 stone in weight, and now you're saying no deal.
Well, if you won't talk reduced terms, Alec.
I am sorry, Bet. You can sweet talk me how you like, but there is no way I can wheel on top-class performers for peanuts. And as for this other idea of yours, well, that, as far as I'm concerned, is a dirty word. But if you insist on doing things on the cheap, that is your funeral. So until our next meeting, good night and sweet dreams.
Right. Everything going according to plan, love?
It is not, Betty. The man may look like an egg, but he's as sharp as a razor.
Ain't but what this dirty word?
Open mic, Vera. Well, Mr. 20% can play it cool if he likes, but we will press on. We shall have a mic, and it shall be open. And it will be our forthcoming attraction. It may be a dirty word to him, but as Hilda said, it costs nought. Cheers, Betty.
£2.40, please. Smashing. You think you could just write that on the receipt for us?
Write it.
You know, just see it, etc. And sign it.
Oh, yeah, I think we can manage that.
Great.
Morning. Morning.
Hiya.
Hello. Hey, do you want Audrey to sign as well as a witness?
Oh, that's all right. That'll do.
There you go.
Lovely. Ta. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. What were all that about?
Oh, just one of life's little mysteries. You get your first share serving on in here.
Oh. Anyway, I promised Alf I'll come and give you a hand till he gets back. So what me orders?
Oh, well, it's probably best if you come and take over here and I'll go and see what's been delivered.
I hoped you'd say that. I can do my nails at the same time. Mind you, I don't think it's going to be very long. I mean, not with them sort of people. The longer they keep you chatting, the more they're going to charge you, aren't they?
What sort of people's that?
Did he not tell you where he were going?
No.
Oh, he's so discreet, Alfie. Honestly, if you asked him what time it was, he'd think twice before answering. No, well, he's made an appointment for Gail to see a solicitor about Brian and everything. So, he's given her a lift and a bit of moral support.
Got to solicitors then, has it?
Well, I think Gail thought it was the only way. I mean, Brian's gone and got himself one, so, well, she had no choice, did she?
All set, are we?
Not really, no.
No.
No. Look, I'm sorry to be messing you about, Alf, but I'm just not sure that I want to see this solicitor or any solicitor come to that.
Well, it's up to you, love.
I mean, I just don't want things turning nasty, and everybody says that's what happens when you get solicitors involved. I mean, everybody says they make things worse.
Well, now, how can things get worse? Brian's already got his solicitor.
Yes, I know, and look what advice he gave him to stop paying the rent. I mean, that's typical. Look, I don't want to start playing them games. I don't.
No, well, it's up to you, like. Of course it is, but this fella I've arranged to see, this Derek Pearson, he's very pleasant, you know. He's very easy to talk.
I'm not saying he isn't.
Well, why don't you just go listen to what he has to say? It won't do any harm.
What if I don't like what he has to say?
Well, just say so, love. He won't mind, and I certainly won't. Look, love, I just don't want you losing out. Nicky's not about, is he?
No, Pauline's taking him to school.
Yeah, well, just suppose. Now, I hope and pray this would never happen. But suppose it came down to a matter of custody.
No.
Just suppose.
No, Brian would never do that.
Well, you'd have said that Brian wouldn't refuse to pay the rent, wouldn't you? Till he talked to his solicitor.
Yeah.
You've got to be prepared for the worst, love. If not for your own sake, then for Nicky's.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'll see him.
I'll get my coat.
So, tonight's the night, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, it'll be a cheap do. There's that to be said for it.
Well, it's about time we had something like that round here. There's an awful lot of undiscovered talent round here, you know. I mean, just think there could be a budding Frank Sinatra or Bing Crosby waiting for this break to catapult them into stardom. She gets to one grade.
I can't see the point of it myself. For every new customer we get that wants to stand up and give us a turn, there's two stopping the town because they can't stick the row.
Yeah, well, you know who I'd blame. Oh, that's Alec Gilroy. I mean, it's knocking about with him that's put these daft ideas into her head.
She had enough of her own to start with.
Did you know that Matt Monroe used to be on the buses?
Oh,
That's
maybe.
why the lady.
Everybody happy?
Oh, yeah.
We were just talking about tonight.
Oh, looking forward to it, eh? And will you be favouring us with a song, Betty?
I will not. The only singing that I'll be doing is in me bath.
A bit of a squeeze for you on the backing group.
What about you, Hilda?
No, thank you. No, there'll be enough public spectacles about without me adding to them.
Well, never mind. I'm sure there'll be no shortage of volunteers when the time comes. What?
I don't mind having a bash.
Well, that is very loyal of you, Jack. But there's no need. The greatest help you can be to me is behind this barn down the cellar.
No, I don't mind doing it. Honest.
Well, I hope you're noting this, ladies. This dedication above and beyond the call of duty. If ever you needed a model to lead your lives by, here he is.
So, you don't mind if I do a couple of numbers then?
No. The only number I want from you is the one you're getting paid for. Like I said, behind bar, don't sell her.
Ah, never mind, Jack. Shouldn't think there'd be too many talent scouts around, Duck.
Well, be Alec Gilroy, you only need one.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like he'll be hearing much from you, anyhow.
See about that.
We're going to need a proper bank account, we're going to need regular statement, we're going to want proper invoices.
So, all right, get 'em. If we need 'em, get 'em.
I'm only telling you what I've learned from this book, Terry, or would you rather read it yourself?
What I'd rather is that we get moving, or you can open a dozen bank accounts, but we're not going to have 2 halfpennies to put in 'em.
Excuse me from saying so, Terry, but it seems to me you're not entering the spirit of this thing.
I got you the receipt from the shop, didn't I?
Oh, I see. And that's it, is it, eh? You've done your bit now, and I'm going to leave the rest to me.
It's gone 10 o'clock, do you know that?
We are not carrying on like we did before, Terry.
I can see that, mate.
We're going to have proper accounts, and they take time to set up. Now, are you with me in this thing, or aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like it.
Because I want us to get out there grafting instead of sitting in here talking about it.
I see, I see. And when are these accounts going to get done, eh?
When?
Yes, Terry, when?
This afternoon.
Oh, I see. And have a change of heart by then, will you? All of a sudden, you'll be dying to talk about the economics of running a small business.
Yes, I will. I can feel the change coming on me already. Now, let's get moving, shall we?
Oh, I hope so, Terry, mate. I just hope so, because we are not carrying... Terry, wait a minute. Terry!
Now you can manage to plug them in, I suppose.
No problem, Alec. Leave it to me.
Yes, I intend to.
Sorry, lads.
Well, bet, love. I'm sure you think you know what you're doing. But don't say I didn't warn you when it all ends in tears.
Ah, whose tears, Alec? Yours or mine?
Well, they certainly won't be mine, unless there's any damage to that equipment. Be very careful, Jack.
I am being, Alec. I am being.
No, seriously, love, I wish you all the best. But quite frankly, amateur nights, open mic nights, call them what you like, they generally end up as a noisy shambles. It's not what I call entertainment.
No, well, it wouldn't be, Alec, because the great thing about amateurs is they don't get paid, and the other thing is they don't have agents.
And when you hear them, you'll know why.
Oh, have a drink, Alec.
Oh, hello, lovey.
A bit of lemon and a portion of your meat and potato pie, please.
Oh, right. By the way, you're not thinking of giving us a song tonight, are you?
No, no. It's my night for hospital visiting, as it happens. I'd go with you if I could, love.
That's his answer for everything, though, isn't it? A book from the library telling him how to do it. I tell you, the night he gets wed, he'll be there with his blessed library book swatting up on what comes next.
Where is he now?
Where he belongs, down the tip with a load of rubbish.
Oh, yeah. He'll still have a few useful contacts down there, won't he?
Yeah. Hey, up. There she is, the lady of my dreams.
Emily Bishop?
Yeah, she's adorable, don't you think?
Well, I'm a married man, me, but no, if you really want to know.
Well, you won't mind if I try chatting her up, will you? See if the old charm's still working.
There you go, my love. Okay.
You know something, Emily? I think I owe you an apology.
Oh, well, not really.
I mean, there you were, trying to give us a helping hand, and there was me being all bullshit and that.
Oh, well, it's all water under the bridge now, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Curly I'm worried about.
No.
Well, he's determined, isn't he, to sort these accounts out, even if it kills him, which it might well end up doing.
But why?
Well, between me and you, Curly's very brainy, of course he is, but he's not all that practical, is he? And he won't let me help. I mean, he's got to do it all himself, and he's struggling.
I noticed he got a book from the library.
Yeah, which is very good. It's very useful, but it's all theory, isn't it? I mean, what he really needs is somebody to give him some advice, somebody who knows what they're doing.
I see.
Yeah.
Terry, if you want me to help, then I'll be happy to, but not if I feel I'm being conned into it. I'll come along right now if you like, but only if you ask me, and ask me properly.
She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. Go to the theatre.
Hey! What time have we ever done you?
Just testing the equipment.
Well, why don't you say 1, 2, 3 testing like everybody else?
1, 2, 1.
Leave it, put it down. There's nothing wrong with that equipment except the bit that belongs to you. Oh.
The bit me.
Amateurs, you see.
Don't worry, Alec. That's one you won't be hearing from tonight.
I thought you might like to know. I've done what you wanted.
What?
Been to see a solicitor.
Oh.
One Alf knew. And I've signed them forms, so there shouldn't be any more delay.
Good.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So, will you still be carrying out your threat?
What threat?
To stop paying the rent?
Well, I've,
Or will you have to talk to your solicitor about that?
Yeah, I suppose
Right.
I will.
Well, there's a name and address of mine, just in case they want to talk to each other. It'll save us having to do it.
Gail, look, there's
I'm
no
doing it
need...
your way, Brian. It's what you wanted.
Ah, right.
You okay? All right?
Yeah, well...
Keeping busy?
Well, yeah.
Can't complain.
No, there's always cars breaking down somewhere.
Like marriages. Actually, I'm pleased to hear you're doing well. Because according to what I heard this morning, I own half of this.
You what?
Very good solicitors, aren't they? Tell you all sorts of things you'd have never have thought of by yourself.
Are you talking about this garage?
Yeah.
Your solicitor says that you
I
own...
have a financial interest in it. Yes.
What kind of joke is that?
It's no joke, Brian. I mean, when I say half, I'm not sure if it's half.
No,
exactly.
no.
It might be... Well, I'm not sure what it might be. You better get your solicitor to talk to my solicitor, hadn't you? Bye, Kev.
Bye.
Two areas of tax relief straight away. You've got your depreciating capital assets, like the van and your office furniture, such as it is.
Yeah, some of that's done a fair bit of depreciating already.
Well, you've got the van anyway. Then you've got your ongoing expenses, such as the rent you pay, heating, lighting, telephone.
Yeah, we get all that back, do we?
No, but it's deducted from your income before any tax is assessed.
Oh, I get it. So, the more we spend, the better. Or even better than that, the more we appear to spend.
Well, that's basically it, yes.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Bishop.
Hello, Norman.
So it's always about time we brought in one of the experts.
Well, I was just explaining to Terry that it's not simply a one-way system between you and the taxman. There's quite a lot you can claim for.
Oh, great. Could I have a word with you, Terry, if you've got a minute? So long as it's words like well done and played a blinder, Terry. Yeah.
Well, I'll be jotting some of these headings down for you.
Thanks. What the hell's going on? It was only 5 minutes ago you were screaming blue murder about me suggesting that Mrs. Bishop comes in and help us. Oh, that's changed my mind, haven't I? Oh, yeah, and why? Well, I was having a word with Mike Baldwin. I found out that the real pros swing it. And if Emily Bishop's good enough for him, there's no reason why she shouldn't be good enough for us. I don't want us using her, though, Terry. For one thing, she's my landlady. And for another, she's a very honest and sincere person. Who's using her? She was more than happy to come once I'd asked her nicely. All right, but we'll have to pay her, Terry. If she's working for us, we'll have to pay her. Oh, well, pay her then. Because whatever we pay her, that's tax deductible as well. Hey, it's a great system once you get to know it. You can get away with more by being honest than you can by fiddling. Oh, Terry. And Emily's that honest. She can get away with more than any of us.
Oh, hello. You got a wardrobe down there now, then?
I just thought I'd get changed. I often dress like this, don't I?
You want to be thankful you've never been locked up?
Hello. Right, what's all this today, Doc?
I always dress for special occasions. What's wrong with that?
The occasion being a night's work behind this bar, I hope.
Well, I thought I'd get things going for you, break the ice a bit, you know.
No, thanks. I can do that perfectly well myself. Why don't you go and serve your son and his mates?
What do you two want?
Thought we might have a game of darts.
Oh, you've got no chance in here tonight, no.
Well, give us 2 pints and then we'll float down a flying horse.
Yeah, there's no need to rush off, you know. I mean, I might be doing a couple of numbers myself later.
How fast can you sink a pint, Curly? Very fast.
Julian? Yeah, give your fingers a rest, will you, Julian, love? Right, everybody, now don't be shy. We want you to get yourselves up to this mic and do your own thing. Now, you don't have to be good. In fact, we'd rather you weren't very good, because that way you'll show everybody else up. Now, who's going to start us off? Come on, love.
I suppose a power cut's out of the question.
You're not on the lookout for new talent, then?
You must be joking, in here. Tonight's the sort of night when mediocrity's the most anybody can hope for. I'm just here to keep an eye on the equipment I've lent them, that's all.
Right, everybody, right. Now then, to start us off, we've got a lady called Sally, and she's going to sing us that well-known song that you all know and love. Kelly from the Isle of... Hang on a minute.
Where's that? Home to the wife. You're a very wise man, if I don't mind saying so.
Well, I nearly got it right. The lady's name is Kelly, and she is going to sing for us that song you all know and love, Sally. Move it, Julia.
That was the high point. From now on, it's downhill all the way. See you then. See you now.
I had his feet measured again on Saturday. He's gone up to a size 10. That's 2 pairs of shoes I've had to throw away. I've got loads of wear left. Can you hang on a minute, Pauline? Somebody at the door. Oh.
It's me. It's all right, is it? I mean, you can talk without your precious solicitor being here.
Depends what you want to talk about.
You mean you can't guess?
Well, you'll have to wait a minute. I'm on the phone.
It's all right. I've got as long as you like.
Why don't you go up and see Nicky? He's only been up 10 minutes. I'm sure he must have heard you.
OK, I will.
Hello, Pauline. It's Brian. Come for a chat. No, not that kind of a chat. He's come to argue. That's all he's come for. Oh, don't you worry. I can deal with him.
Run up! When you're smiling! When you're smiling! You want another?
Do you want another one?
Not really, no.
Oh, when I finish this, we'll go.
What? Oh. Be happy again, so when you're smiling, when you're smiling, all the world's smiling. Not many here to sing before the Pope.
Beg your pardon?
I say there's not many here to sing before the Pope.
No. I shouldn't think there would be, no. You have you?
Me and 400 others. We was in a choir.
Very nice, yes. Are you going to give us the benefit this evening?
Do you think I should?
Oh, I think it would be much appreciated.
Right. Hey, missus. Hey, missus. Hey, missus.
Right then, I'll see you, ma'am.
Oh, you're not going yet, are you? You haven't had a turn yet.
Yeah, but I know what it sounds like.
Yeah, but not singing proper through a proper microphone.
Well, you can tell me all about it, eh? Ta-da.
Oh.
Good night, see you, Mrs. Dolan.
Good night. Hey, yo, when is it your turn?
She won't let me.
But she can't stop you, can she? If everybody's supposed to be able to join in, you're entitled as anybody else.
Well, it'll be like them competitions in the newspapers.
You are?
Well, you know, where they say employees may not enter. Well, he's an employee.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. You go tell her you want a turn.
Oh, I will, but I've just got to bide my time, pick the right moment.
She is Ave Maria.
Oh, come on. Oh, hello. Hey, you're not going already? Yeah, afraid so, yeah.
Oh, well, stop and have a drink now that we're here. Off you go, me, will you? Off you?
Yes, I will.
It's all right, we've had enough, actually.
Well, when you say you've had enough, you mean enough to drink or enough?
No, enough of the...
See what you mean.
He wanted to know why we were splitting up, which I told him. And then he wanted to know our personal situation. Money, your job, my job, everything.
Yeah?
And when I told him that we sold our other house so that you could buy the garage, he said that meant that I had a financial stake in your business.
Oh, very clever. Does that mean I have the same? Do I have a financial stake in your cafe?
I don't own the cafe, Brian. I just work there.
All right, then. I'll settle for a share of your wages.
Oh, now you're being silly.
Maybe I am. But you see, the difference between me and your solicitor is I know when I'm being silly.
You haven't invested anything in the cafe, whereas I have invested my share of our house in your...
All right, you keep saying that. It may be true, but it's not fair, is it? And anyway, it's not going to happen. Whatever your clever solicitor says, all that work, all the hours I put into the place...
Yes.
And you think, right, you think I'm just going to hand it over on a plate.
Well, as a
no
matter
way.
of fact, I don't want it.
You don't?
I don't want any part of it.
Oh, I get it. I get it, right. You don't really want it, but because it's what your solicitor is advising, then you've got to do it, haven't you? I mean, you'd rather not name me to the floor and walk all over me, but you've got no choice, have you?
I don't want it. He says I can make a case if I wanted to. But it's your garage and it can stay your garage.
Do you mean that?
Yes.
So what do you want, then? What is all this in aid of?
I want...
I want us to stay friends. Well, friends might not be the right word, but I don't want us to be enemies. I don't hate you, Brian. You might hate me, but I don't hate you. And then there's Nicky. I mean, for his sake, surely we shouldn't end up enemies.
Yeah, well, there's no need, is there?
Don't let's threaten one another.
It wasn't me who started going on about financial
No, but you
stakes.
did say you'd stop paying rent on the house.
Yeah, okay.
Surely we can go through this divorce without being at each other's throats.
Yeah,
No more threats.
no more threats. I'll keep paying the rent, don't worry about that.
Good.
Look, is there anything you'd like me to do while I'm here about the house or anything?
No, we're fine.
Okay. Just give me a shout if you do.
Okay.
See ya.
I thought she were quite good. That one that sang Viva España.
Ah, yeah, well, she's the one that's with the local amateur operatic.
Oh, well, that's for the rest. I wouldn't give you tuppence for her.
Yeah, it's not very popular, is it? I mean, it's quieter now than it usually is at this time.
Excuse me, Audrey, now.
right, lovely.
Well, she's going to sing a song, I think.
Hey, go tell her you want a girl.
All
Go on,
right.
I'll tell her you want a turn.
I think we're running out of volunteers.
No, I'll tell you what we are running out of, Jack. Mixers. Get me some up from the cellar.
Oh, that can wait, can't it?
Mrs.
What?
Abide with me.
I don't even know you.
Abide with me, I'll sing it for you.
Right, Jack, you're on.
Hey?
Go on, be sharp about it. I'm sorry, I'd only just promised my potman a turn. Perhaps you can come back another night.
Well, Betlove, I won't say I told you so.
Told me what, Alice?
It was a very brave little effort. The next time you'll perhaps try something different, eh? No, we won't talk about it now. I think you need time to reflect. I'll pop in tomorrow, shall I?
Right.
Do what you like.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to do a little song that we recorded with Alec. You're not going out here.
Too true, I am. Look, you'll see the equipment gets back, will you, Jack?
Oh, come
Thanks,
on,
mate.
now.
Oh, never mind about him. Come on, get on with it.
She gets too hungry for dinner at 8, goes to the theatre, but she never comes late. She never bothers with people she hates.
Well, it's not been as busy as I've expected.
Well, you don't need to sound so pleased about it.
I'm not, love, I'm just saying.
All right, happened tonight hasn't been the roaring success it was supposed to be. But all that means, Betty, is that we've got to try harder, try something else, and keep on and on trying till we get it right.
She likes a free, fresh wind in her hair, life without care.
Oh, rubbish. Good doggy. You really got me on there.
Well, I'm gonna go with them pinch your eye. Oh, morning, Mrs. O.
Morning. These were on the stairs.
Oh, I kicked them off when I came in last night. Oh, they were killing me.
Yes, well, the stairs is no place for them.
Oh, I'll move them after.
And while I'm on the subject, I wish you'd put your towels back straight on the towel rail instead of leaving them lying all over the bathroom. That's what the towel rail's there for.
Yes, Mrs. Ogden. Now, don't snatch this doggy or you won't get a burn tonight.
Sally,
Yeah?
aren't you cold just in that thing?
No?
I think you'd be warmer properly dressed.
It's me husband. He's kinky about my shorty dressing gown, aren't you, husband?
Oh, no, I'm not, wife.
Yes, you are. Go on, admit it, you're wild about my legs.
Well, oh, yeah. On second thoughts, they're better than your mug.
You think I'm beautiful, don't you? You think I've got fabulous legs and I'm beautiful.
Don't you love yourself, you?
Yeah, because I'm very lovable.
You know why the open mic night was a disaster, don't you? Because I wasn't at the open mic long enough.
Yes, Jacko.
Definitely. I mean, if you'd have put me on early to set the standard, like, get folk in the right mood, and then give me the top of the bill spot at the end of the night I'd have got a bum. You boob there, Bet. What's your opinion, Betty?
Well, I wasn't very keen on it from the start, was I?
Well, it wasn't a bad idea as such, as long as you had the big talent to hide the rubbish. And I was the obvious big talent to do that.
Jacko.
Yes.
The open mic night's gone. Dead. Deceased. Done for. We tried it. It went down like a concrete clog. I don't want to hear another word about it, especially from you. Right?
Right. Typical of a woman that can't bear to admit when she's wrong.
I'm a woman. I'll admit she was wrong for her.
Yes, but where do we go from here, Betty, love? Where do we go from here?
Back to selling beer, which is what a pub is for. I mean, Mrs. Walker didn't have to resort to putting a panto on to make this place pay.
Yes, but times have changed, Betty. Folk are more sophisticated. Look at me now. I mean, my old man never sucked anything else but your mild beer. Me, I am a connoisseur of your bitters, your lagers, your wines, your spirits. I even know what wine to have with fish.
What's up?
Red.
Wrong. White.
Well, white, pinky. Anyway, what this pub needs to put it on his feet is a bit of your showbiz. And there is no bigger bit of showbiz round here than me. The day I was born, Pericomo turned white.
Cool.
Morning, Mr. Baldwin.
Oh, good morning.
Are you a bit late, aren't you?
Oh, well, that's because I'm the gaffer, Vera, you see, and one of the perks of being the gaffer is I can suit the time to myself. Unlike you at the mercy at the factory clock, or you should be.
No, what I mean is, well, we worry about you when you're late, you know. We think of you as our team mascot, Mr. Baldwin. Feel a lot happier when you're here. Don't want to keep worrying in case you've fallen under a bus or all. Isn't that right, girls?
Well, that's very gratifying to hear you say that. Thank you, Vera.
What were all that about? Well, what's one black liar free? So long as it keeps him sweet while he's working out his Christmas bonus, well, he can fall under a bus for me after.
That Vera's about as subtle as a pickaxe handles. The nearer we get to Christmas, the smarmy she gets. What does she think? I'm thick or something?
Oh, I'm sure she doesn't, Mr. Baldwin.
You know, it hurts me.
It hurts you?
Yeah, to think the only reason they treat me like a decent human being is the prospect of a bonus.
Well, they do say that money is the root of love and affection, don't they?
Well, why can't they respect me for keeping this place going and keeping them in a job?
Hang on, they think they keep you in luxury.
That devalues the Christmas spirit, doesn't it? It's goodwill to all men, not goodwill to all men with fat wallets.
Yeah, I suppose it does, yeah.
Yeah, but they've got no chance of it happening this year, I tell you.
Oh?
Because I'm not going to give them a bonus.
Why not?
Because we haven't made enough, that's why not. There's not enough in the coffers. But don't tell that lot. Might keep them being nice to me for a little bit longer.
Right, that's £12.30, Hilda. Sorry I can't make it any less.
I bet he could if he tried. Take his profit off and you'll be owing me somewhat.
Hey, I heard that, Hilda. Look, you see all this stock, all this investment, all this expense, all this worry, it hardly makes me a decent living.
Oh, well, all I can say is, Alf, you make a very good advert for poverty.
Look, I can't help my metabolism, Hilda. I've only to look at grubbing I put weight on.
Hey, you'd be like an airship then if you was a butcher. Have you noticed how them with brass are forever complaining about what a burden it all is? I'll tell you what's always felt very light to me, a full purse.
Dead right, Hilda. Hey, speaking of burdens, why don't you get one of your lodgers to do your shopping for you? In fact, with two youngsters in the house, you should be semi-retired.
Oh, do me a favour. I wouldn't trust either of them to go and buy a loaf of bread. They'd like us not come back with a loofah. Talk about scatterbrain.
Ah, it's love, Hilda. It does make you puddled.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Perhaps it's just me, I forgot what it were like. Although I do remember I was never much use in my job when Stan were on leave. Manager used to say I was like a dream walking.
Well, they are then.
Still, I don't think we was ever quite so imperious to everything and everybody like they are nowadays. I mean, doing your own thing's one thing. Doing it in front of an audience is another.
What do you suppose is going on at number 13? A permanent orgy, according to Hilda.
Well, I don't know what an orgy is, and if you ask me, there's not many people who do.
Oh, I don't know, Alf.
Thank you.
What are you grinning at?
It's my natural affable expression, Bet. Springs from a clear conscience and a warm heart.
Just so long as it's not a sneering, sarcastic grin at my expense.
As if I'd let myself feel that rosy glow of satisfaction some people do get when they see somebody fall flat on her face.
OK. So one open mic night wasn't exactly a raving success. A Rolls Royce isn't built in a day. I'll have another, and another, till I get it right.
You don't mean that, Bet.
I do. Do you know, Alec, if you'd a hole in your teeth, you could play a tune.
I keep telling you, invest in one of my artists and kiss goodbye to failure. This place wouldn't just be full, they'd be standing on one another's shoulders.
That is the snag, Alec. Investing in one of your artists means investing in you. And why should I buy you another camel coat?
So you can buy yourself a mink, darling.
You know, Alec, you'd make a good brush salesman.
I was.
Alec, mate, I've been thinking.
There's only so much energy in the world, Jack. Don't go using up more than your share.
Well, you've got a fair idea of my gift now.
Gift?
As a singer.
Oh.
That's so I was wondering.
There you go again, you see, tiring yourself out.
No, if you'd like to put me on your books, like.
What has?
A singer.
A singer? You couldn't think of another term for it, could you, Jack? You know, something a bit less specific.
How about vocalist?
Vocalist? Well, you see, that still suggests a harmonious sound of some sort. We agents have to be very careful, you know, the Trades Description Act.
You've taken a mite out of me?
Yes, because if you're a singer, I'm Twiggy.
There are other agents, you know.
But we all speak with the one voice, Jack. Don't ring us, we'll ring you.
I know exactly what I'm going to get with my bonus this year.
What?
A pair of diamond earrings.
Oh, I thought your lover would be buying you them, Vera.
Well, you know, a rat he is. Always goes back to his wife at Christmas. Just so as he can get out of buying me out.
Mad.
Diamond earrings. How much bonus are you expecting?
Enough. Well, we haven't done so bad this year, have we? Mighty Mouse has had 2 new suits. He's still supping the whiskey, smoking cigars. Yeah, and them haircuts of his can't be so cheap.
Hey, Ivy, what do you reckon? Do you think we're going to be able to splash out a bit this Christmas?
No, me, I fancy a really expensive coat. You know, a new pair of boots. Fashionable, but cosy warm.
Oh, yeah.
Ivy?
Well, I don't know, do I?
You said that as if you knew something.
Do you, Ivy?
Well, there's not going to be a bonus.
You
No, you heard me.
Has he told you that?
Yes, this morning.
Oh, and you were going to keep it to yourself, were you?
No, he was going to tell you himself here all in his own good time.
All in his own bad time, you mean? And what excuse has he given her? Because that's all it can be, an excuse. It can't be true.
Well, he hasn't made enough to give us a Christmas bonus, that's what he said.
Well, he's a liar then. And I'm going to have it out with him here and now.
Hey, you stop where you are.
Right.
But you won't have a job this Christmas, let alone bonus.
She's right, Vera.
Oh, Hilda, you look jiggered, love.
Oh, I am, Betty.
Must be old age. You want to put your feet up when you get home, love. There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, I might just do that.
Yeah.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ta, lovey.
Come on, Kev, we've got plenty of time before you have to go back to work.
My dinner hour's supposed to be for having a rest, not trailing round shops, buying shoes.
Yeah, but you're not be trailing round shops. I know the exact shop and the exact pair of shoes.
We'll go and get 'em.
Yeah, but you might not like 'em.
I promise to like 'em. God's honest truth.
Oh, come on, Kev, please. Just for me, just for little Sally, who doesn't ask for very much. But I'll look stunning in them shoes, 'cause I'll show my legs off a treat.
Get a witch, you are.
Of course I am. Will you come?
Okay.
Oh, do you really find me irresistible?
No way.
Wait till you see me in these shoes. Oh, you're home soon, Mrs. Ogden.
I thought I was late, actually.
Oh, we've had our dinner.
Yes, so I see. Are you off somewhere?
Yeah, we're just nipping to town, Mrs. O.
Haven't you got to get back to work?
Oh, it's only a flying visit. We'll see you later.
Yeah, see ya.
What about this table?
I'll leave it. I'll clear it when I get back. I'm going to go and get some fabulous shoes. See ya.
There you go.
Hi.
Hello, love.
So, what have I done now? The girls, they just completely ignored me when I walked in. It's a Friday, that is.
Oh, nothing to do with you. They're just sulking, that's all.
Why?
Because I can't afford to give them a Christmas bonus, and I suppose Ivy must have told them.
Oh, I see.
There's your real reason he scrubbed his bonus. How much is he paying her, eh? To swan around doing no.
More than we're getting, I bet.
Yeah, and there was all the expense of the wedding.
Yeah, and that flaming car he bought her.
Yeah, but it shouldn't come out of our pocket, should it?
Yeah, but it flaming does, doesn't it, Ivy?
Yes, it looks like it.
Well, what are we going to do about it? Just take it lying down?
No, we can do about it. He's not forced to give us a bonus.
Not legally, perhaps, but morally, they're all sweat as I'd out of us.
The day I see you sweat, Vera, I'll send for a doctor.
Don't keep staring at them, love. It's like poking them with a sharp stick, the mood they're in.
Yeah, well, they're right to be in a mood, aren't they?
Pardon?
Well, for a start, I bet you didn't break the news gently to them, did you?
I've told you, I didn't tell them. Ivy did.
Well, exactly. I mean, it was your place to tell them. Why are you always daggers drawn with them, Mike?
Because we're in a daggers-drawn situation, that's why.
Are you?
Yeah. I want them to do a fair day's work, and they won't.
It's a bit of an old-fashioned attitude, isn't it? A bit 60-ish.
Oh, no, it's not. Not here, it's not. Not with the likes of Vera. It's screwed the boss for every penny. Not because I'm a hard boss, just because I'm the boss. That's the way she thinks, and that's the way her mind works.
Yeah, well, letting them down with a bonus isn't going to help things, is
I
it?
did not let them down. Business has been flat. That affects the sort of money I make. I can't help that. And don't look at me like that.
Like what?
Like you think I can help it.
Not always, you can't, obviously.
What do you mean, not always?
I mean that the boss has got to be responsible sometimes when the business isn't doing very well.
I did not say the business isn't doing well. It's just not doing great. Great enough to give them a bonus.
All right, keep your hair on. But just think about this.
What?
If you had a better relationship with your workers, they wouldn't sulk when you're having a hard time. They'd understand, wouldn't they? Well, think about it. You've got to move with the times, love. Remember, the Japanese have landed. You're very unreconstructed, aren't you, Mike?
So what did she say?
She's not
Be
doing
good,
that.
Yes, be good.
Oh.
So what?
Have you got a minute?
Would you excuse me, Ken?
Yeah.
What?
Now, before I go, I'd like to make you an offer you can't refuse.
That's a bit corny, Alec, even for you.
No, look, I've got this act. It's a duo.
Don't tell me. Engine bracket.
No. The new and the good. They're very big in...
Accrington.
Bet, I am trying to help you.
Of course you are. I'm sorry.
Now, look, I can book them a couple of spots here at, wait for it, a very special rate.
How special?
30 quid a night, and I can only do that by waiving my commission.
You mean there'll be nothing in it for you?
Nor a penny.
Well, I must say, you're the right shape for Father Christmas. It's just the milk of human kindness I've never spotted before.
Now, you've just put your finger on it. Christmas. This is when the brewery really will be looking for a return on their investment. And if you don't pull the punters in, well, I think you'll find it's a number 42 bus that passes the job centre.
You're a little ray of sunshine, Alec.
Carnival.
Were?
No, that's what they're called. Carnival, the duo. Couple of nightingales, born and bred in Berkeley Square.
You ever heard of a singing act called Carnival, Ken?
No, can't say I have.
No, Gilroy wants me to book 'em in here.
Oh, bound to be an improvement on Jack there.
He's very sensitive to criticism.
I think it's all he ever gets, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of pubs are putting on entertainment nowadays, though, aren't they?
We have a full page advertising nothing else.
To think I thought I was the only attraction this pub needed.
You are bad.
I hope you lie better than that to your Deirdre.
Right, can I have your attention a minute? All right, come on, knock it off. Now, I assume Ivy here has told you about the bonus situation.
Yeah, it's non-existent.
Through circumstances beyond my control, a drop in sales towards the end of the year. Now, I'm not saying that there's a crisis on. I mean, things don't look at all bad in, well, in the long term. So now it's just a case of having to do with the butter on your bread, and let's hope for a bit of jam next year, eh? Now, I thought it was only fair to put you in the picture, knowing how you all look forward to a bit of extra lolly at Christmas. I mean, don't we all? Anyway, that's the situation as it is, so let's all hope for a bit of better luck next year, eh?
You know what, Mr. Baldwin?
What?
You tell a good sob story.
That were a bit unfair, Vera.
You are. I bet he's got a bigger flaming turkey on his table this Christmas than any of us. Unfair or not.
Don't do it, Jack. You weren't that bad.
What?
Buying razors. I thought after the other night you may be thinking of, you know...
Listen, I was the best thing on two legs, me darling. More of me and less of that rubbish, and that place would have been umming.
Hey, what's all this then? I mean, listening to that little snippet of conversation, I could be forgiven for thinking that Mr. Duckworth here had been stripping in the Rover.
What a good idea, Jack. Oh, I bet you strip beautifully. What do you think, Rita?
Well, they do say small's beautiful.
There's less to go wrong, isn't there?
Absolutely. He's not been stripping, has he?
No, it's been singing.
You haven't, have you, Jack? Were you drunk?
I don't think so, were you, Jack?
Right pair of comic shooter. You want to form a double act. You might get a booking in Vladivostok. And for your information, I am 5'10.5" in me stocking feet.
Oh. Ah. Hey, were you upset, do you think?
Actually, it weren't all that bad. It's just very difficult to compliment Jack.
Well, I find that with most fellas, don't you? I mean, as soon as you tell them they've got a good body, they start flexing their muscles.
Well, they're basically insecure, you see.
Well, it it'd be God help us women then if they were bursting with confidence.
Where have you been?
I've been to this big building with loads and loads of shelves all stacked with different sorts of food. I think they call it a supermarket.
There's nothing there for a meal.
Oh, I think there is, love. Just leave it to me, eh?
What did you mean when you said I was unreconstructed?
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
It means you're old-fashioned in your attitude. You haven't moved with the microchip, not in some ways. You're a bit of a dinosaur. Still interested in football and dirty jokes. I think male chauvinist was the old description.
Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Well, I'll tell you something. I had a word with that lot down at the factory. I thought Susan's right. I should tell them about the bonus. I tried, didn't I? Tried to take them in for my confidence, didn't I? And what did I get? I should have known better. I got the V sign, that's what I got. You can't talk to that lot down there. All you can do is bully them and pain them. If you think that's me being unreconstructed, right, I am.
Well, actually, I've been giving the situation at the factory a lot of thought. Yeah, I was there in the supermarket picking your favourite black cherry jam off the shelf. And I thought, if the factory isn't doing very well...
Business is just a bit flat, that's all I keep telling you.
By business, I presume you mean what we're turning out at the moment.
Well, I'm not talking about manufacturing sausages, am I?
Then why don't we make something else?
What, like sausages?
Like children's clothes.
Children's clothes?
Yeah, why not?
Well, because I don't know anything about children's clothes, that's why not.
Well, I do. I know enough to know that it's one of the boom areas in the rag trade.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Well, then.
Look, you just keep to buying your black cherry jam, eh? As a matter of fact, I'm getting a bit sick of black cherry. Can we make it Dams the next time?
You know what they say about an idea, Michael? If its time has come, you should jump on the bandwagon.
There's a conspiracy against folk like us to keep us on his knees. Bosses keep us on his knees. Government does. Even your religion does.
Hey, give it a rest, Mary.
There's a lovely pair of earrings in Cockcroft's window.
Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll buy you a box of expensive crackers for Christmas. You might get a pair of earrings in one of them.
I'm depressed, Ivy.
Yes, sir.
Why, heck, I am in for a raving time tonight, aren't I, if you're setting the standards of bonhomie and merriment in this hostelry?
I only have to be civil to customers. I don't have to be merry and bright.
Then I'll have a civil lager.
Thank you, sir.
Have you made your mind up yet?
There must be something in it for him. Why else would he be being so helpful all of a sudden?
I've been wondering that myself.
You wouldn't bother with entertainment, would you, Betty?
No, I wouldn't love it. It spoils the atmosphere of the pub for one thing, apart from attracting, well, not Mrs. Walker's class of customers.
I know. Trouble is, the brewery aren't all that interested in atmosphere, nor the pedigree of me customers. Alec,
You want to give him the address of your charm school, love? That's if they take ugly lemons.
never mind him. I want to boot them, wherever.
Carnival?
Them.
You'll not regret it, Bet.
I hope not.
And let's hope this is just the start of something.
Whereof?
Well, why don't we just let it overtake us, eh? Like a warm wave.
The sea is very cold at this time of the year, Alec.
Not if you've got imagination and ambition, it isn't.
What are them two up to?
I think she's going into show business with him.
I'd rather be handcuffed to a billy goat than get mixed up with him.
Oh, I'll get you for that.
Oh, I thought you'd gone out, Mrs. Ogden.
Right, I'm coming after you. Well, Mrs. O. Sorry, I was just after Sally.
You want to see yourself? Talk about look what the cat's dragged in.
Well, it's your fault. You know what she did, don't you? Oh, we started pouring shampoo all over me in the bath.
Did she?
You did it to me first.
Yeah, not as much as that.
You did.
Kevin.
Yeah?
If you stop there like that much longer, you'll be standing in a pool of water.
Sorry.
Come on, I'll dry you up.
Yeah, and no more tricks.
I promise.
Sally,
Yeah?
I don't think the bathroom's quite the place for fun and games. Apart from that, it's me what has to tidy up after you.
We'll tidy up, won't we, Sam?
Yeah, of course I will.
Oh, yes, you make a lot of promises like that, the pair of you, but they never seem to materialise. Now, I know I'm a char, but I don't like being treated like one in my own home.
Oh, one's treating you like a charm, Mrs. O.
I didn't realise you were so fussy about tidiness and that. Well, it's not as if...
As if what?
Well, I mean, it's not exactly the Ritz Hotel, this house, is it? I mean, it's a bit like our house was. It's a bit of a... Well, it's a bit of a dump.
It happens to be my home, Sally. What I've lived in and cherished for over 20 years. And I'd be obliged if you remember that.
Nice one.
If you think you can get round me with a cup of coffee and a piece of toast, you've got another think coming.
Well, what about the floral tribute, eh? Doesn't that count? Oh, come on, darling, give me a bit of credit. I mean, there are good ideas, there are bad ideas. This is sort of, well, in between. I haven't got any money left for any ideas, unless they're brilliant.
This is brilliant. I mean, it might be simple, but that doesn't mean to say it isn't brilliant.
Now, listen.
No, you listen. What do people need? And I'm talking about need, not luxuries. What do people need to keep body and soul together?
Well,
I'll tell you.
All right. Tell me.
They need food. And if they're ill, they need medicine. And they need clothes. And with most parents putting their kids first, they need children's clothes. And I'm not talking about rubbish. Go out on the streets and look at the kids. They're not wearing hand-me-downs. They're not wearing what the brothers and sisters have grown out of. It's the real McCoy. It's designer gear and it's colour-coordinated and they all want it. I mean, you know what kids are like. If one kid wears it, they all want to wear it. Oh, I'm telling you, Mike, it's a gold mine.
And like all gold mines, it's a gamble. I just haven't got any betting money left.
Oh, forget it. Forget it, I'm just a nobody, Anna. I'm just your little wife. The woman you gave a job to so you could shut her up.
You know you're lovely when you're angry.
You'll be lovely with 2 black eyes in a minute.
All right. I said I'd think about it. I will.
Yeah, well, spare it more than 30 seconds of your valuable time, will you?
Oh, is that the last of the marmalade?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, I'll go next door and get another pot.
Hey, stay where you are. There's no need for that.
Oh, there's every need. I don't want your lady wife thinking I'm mean as well as mucky.
Oh, Mrs. O.
Now, if she does happen to get up, just tell her I won't keep her waiting more than a minute.
You know why she's still upstairs, don't you? Because she's sorry for what she says to you last night. She can't look you in the face. That's why she hasn't got up yet.
I won't be a minute.
She gone?
Yeah, just to the corner shop.
How is she?
Not best, please. I know how you feel. And up to a point I can agree with you. What with all the skivvying you have to do at home. Well, you thought you could take it easy for a bit when we got married. It's not all skivvying, you know. It depends on who you're doing it for.
I know.
I mean, Mrs. O. Well, she's been a right Bobby Dazzler, hasn't she? I mean, what about when she sided with us when your dad come round giving us all that aggro?
I know.
Yeah, what about that spread she gave us and all that?
Kevin, I know. Will you show it before I crown you? Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Ogden. I'm sorry.
All right. There's no need for that.
Oh, there is. I want pudding down for what I said to you. I do. I want pudding down.
No, you don't.
I do. I deserve it.
No, you don't. I'll tell you your trouble. You're young, and when you're young, you don't always think. You say things without thinking, and sometimes you hurt people. I know this place isn't a palace, but it's been my home for a long time. I've had many happy years here, and, well, it's all I've got. I do my best.
You do smash him, Mrs. O.
Yeah, of course you do. Now sit down and have a cup of tea. Kevin, please, a cup of tea. Now, what would you like for your breakfast?
Oh, go on, I've had my breakfast long since.
Well, have you had enough? Do you want some at all?
Right, don't go over the top, love.
No, you just sit yourself down. Oh, it's like I said. I just happen to be a very sensitive person, and I take things to heart more than most.
Yeah, me and all. I'm just the same. And I wish I wasn't.
Well, I don't. Oh, there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. I mean, I can sympathise with folk and listen to their worries and that, but... Well, if somebody says something hurtful, I just really tend to take it to heart.
Yes, so do I. I had a friend once and she was always saying really nasty things to me. Well, I thought they were nasty. You know, things like you've got spots all around your chin. I used to worry myself sick for days. And when I saw her again, she'd be as nice as pie. She'd forgotten about it as soon as she'd said it. And there's daft me crying myself to sleep at night.
No, I don't think you were daft.
Oh, I was. I mean, you can be too sensitive.
Oh, well, have it your way. Now, just look after that husband of yours. Make sure he gets to work on time.
I will, don't you worry. You just leave him to me. Well, how did I do? Are you all right?
Yeah, you did great. I mean, you made it sound as though it was all their fault for being too sensitive. You did great.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, you did. And she's right, you know. You want to start thinking a bit before you say out in future.
Oh, I'm rotten, aren't I?
Shocking. But I wouldn't have you any other way.
Oh, wouldn't you?
Of course I wouldn't. I mean, had you been any other way when I dashed you to marry me, you might have thought about it and said no.
You want to bet?
Right, is that the lot?
Give us another packet of them, then that'll do me, love.
I bet they don't see much of you down the health food shop.
He wants to be healthy when he can be happy, eh?
Right. I'm off then, love.
OK.
Council, is it?
Aye.
What are you looking so miserable for? You get paid just for turning up, don't you?
Well, we get an appearance fee.
Oh, that's not bad, is it, eh? An appearance fee on top of all the rest.
On top of what rest? We don't get paid for being councillors, you know. It's an honorary office, if you know what that is.
Look, I know you don't get a wage back every Friday afternoon, but that doesn't mean now, does it? What about all the...
How do you mean all the...
Oh, come on, who are you kidding? What about all the backhanders?
Hey, you be careful what you say. There's no backhanders, not in our line.
Oh, there's one of you mobbing court every day of the week.
Well, I'm not, so you be careful what you say, else you'll end up in court. I'll see you about dinner time, love.
Yes, right.
Monkey.
Blimey, I wish I had a job like that. All you had to do was show your face.
I'm saying nothing.
I wouldn't mind, you know, but it's me and you got to pay for all that mob, you know, out of his rates.
Oh, on a get-fit campaign, are you?
What is the flaming hilarious about a few packets of fags and a couple of blocks of chocolates?
You'll know when you're working your socks off behind that bar in Rovers. You wait till all them new punters start shouting the odds.
I know what hard work is, mate.
Oh, I know. Recognise it a mile off, can't you? That's why it's such a dab-hander dodging out at way.
Hey, who are all these new punters you're talking about?
Who are all these new... But I'll tell you who they are. All them will be flocking in to see the highly sensational act booked at Rovers by yours truly. Here.
Oh, we've seen the last of the amateur nights, then.
Well, ask yourself.
Listen, they were now wrong that I couldn't have put right.
Oh, face it, Jack, it was the biggest disaster since Battle at Somme. Mind you, some good did come out of it. I got you a booking. Ringway Airport, they want somebody to frighten starlings off runway. You'll go down a bomb, Jack.
Oh, is he really that bad?
Jack? No, don't judge him by the open mic night. I think he was suffering from nerves. No, he can belt a number out, can Jack? Bit of hard work, he'd be very passable. But for God's sake, don't tell him I said so. Got some indigestion tablets, please.
I don't know what we're working ourselves silly for. It's the right sweatshop, this.
Morning, Vera. Happy as usual. Got a minute, Eileen?
Yeah.
That little boy of Gale's, how they making out? I mean, is he a drain on the housekeeping?
Well, we all are kids, aren't we, Mr. Baldwin? I mean, she does her best, and I chip in a bit where I can, and his other grandma helps a bit.
What would you say was the biggest expense?
Oh, clothes, Mr. Baldwin. I mean, it's not just mothers wanting the kids to look nice, it's kids themselves. They're demanding it. There's 5 and 6-year-olds ain't low down about what they should wear and what they shouldn't, you know. Man, I blame us, you know, clothing industry. Well, not us, because we don't make kiddies' clothes, do we? But them that do, they're taking these young mothers for a right rap.
It's shameful, Ivy. It really is shameful. Here, buy the boy something.
Oh, no, Mr. Baldwin.
Go on, you take it. You never know your luck. Could be money well spent.
Are you dusting that or giving it a good hiding?
I got a bit of polish on my rag. Well, I thought it might bring it up a bit.
You'll have the veneer off it the way you're going on. Where's your husband?
Oh, that sounds nice. Say it again.
Yeah, it's a nice word, isn't it? So where's your husband?
Always upstairs getting himself washed. He gets filthy at that job of his.
My Stan was just the same. Though how you could get that dirty just cleaning windows, I don't know. But he managed it somehow.
We're off down to the pub for something to eat. Fancy coming with us?
Oh, no, I won't if you don't mind. I've got a lot on at Mrs. Lowther's, so I'll just have a sandwich and get myself off.
OK, then. Kev, are you nearly ready?
Yeah, I'm coming. What about Mrs. O?
Oh, she's not coming. She's got to get off to Mrs. Lowther's. We'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll be back about 6.
All right, here.
See ya.
Oh, he listens, but I just can't help feeling that he's not taking any notice. It's so infuriating. I mean, he knows I don't just want to be on the payroll. I want to be useful. I mean, take this children's clothes idea.
I could tell him what life's like with Tracy.
He wouldn't believe you. He'd say I'd put you up to it. No, he'll only be convinced by strangers. Don't worry, I've got 1 or 2 tricks up my sleeve.
Well, good for you. Hey, listen, how's the flat going on? Are you getting it all organised?
Yeah. Even that's a bit like a prison. He doesn't like me talking about work, and all he wants to do is relax, or so he says.
Same again, ladies.
Yeah, go on, I'll have pineapple juice.
Yeah, I will say.
Don't give him any ammunition, love. It's still the same.
Oh, I should have been more careful, shouldn't I?
Oh, I'll grab a seat.
Sounds like he's hot pot on.
Yeah, that'll do me. Oh, and get some bread. I'm not leaving that gravy.
But I just don't know what you're on about. I mean, are you suggesting that I'm some sort of con man?
Look, all I am saying is, Bet's got enough on the plate without all this la-di-da so-called entertainment she's still got to pay for.
Let me tell you about this la-di-da so-called entertainment, Betty. Without it, this pub is going down the drain. Now, she's got 2 choices, this manageress of yours. And it's not me speaking, it's the brewery. She either boosts her ale sales or she cuts her staff. Now, think about it. Which do you want?
Oh, come off it.
Well, look around you. They didn't refit this pub out of petty cash, you know. They'll want their money back and more. It's all right. I know what you're thinking. I'm the bad lad from across the road that's out to put this pub out of business, aren't I? Wicked Untle and Panto. Well, you're wrong. In fact, I could turn out a bit fairy godmother, even if I haven't got the figure for it.
Why? What did you say exactly?
Well, not really. She said, how's your husband? So I said, oh, that sounds nice. Say it again. So she did. Well, then she went all quiet and she started talking about her Stan. Do you think it was me that made her think of him?
Forget about it. I mean, watching what you say is one thing, but you can't spend your life checking every word. Besides, she enjoys thinking about Stan.
Oh, you're a lucky.
I know. You're very lucky to have me.
I know. Do you think we should offer and do some decorating for her?
You know what that says, don't you?
What?
It says, oh, your house needs decorating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it does though, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it does. But you don't want to say so, do you? Not with things the way they are. Do you want another drink?
Yeah.
Is anybody sat here, love?
Oh, only me husband. He's gone up to bed.
Ew, only me husband. Oh, don't let him get to you, love. You'll stay like that as long as you can. Won't last long.
3 lagers, is it?
Yes, love. Yeah, good kid. Hey, so, where's she going then, you Muriel?
Vancouver.
Oh, right, that's the other side, isn't it? She's selling her house.
No, Muggins here's been left to look after that.
Is she selling it furnished?
No, save a lot of trouble if she were. But she's left me to look after that, and well, I'll sell what I can privately, and then I suppose I'll have to get a dealer in for the rest of the stuff.
Hey, well, don't forget Arthur, you know, because he's in that line, and he'll give you a good price.
Oh, well, I'll see.
Excuse me. Come help over here in that. Is this,
Oh, it's the daughter's husband, love. He's gone to work in Canada. Bit of a rush job and all, if you ask me.
Do you think here's something for?
Yeah. Well, we might be interested. What's going exactly?
Yeah, in the kitchen line. Appliances now.
It's got a lovely microwave oven. She hasn't had it long.
And I do know she paid over £200 for it.
Oh. No, not a microwave.
She got a fridge and a freezer, but it's one of them right big chest ones, you know.
Hey, it must be a big house.
She keeps freezer in garage. She's got a washer. Man, it's 3 years old, but it's in good nick. And it's fully automatic. I think she only wants about £40 for it.
Hey, that sounds more like it. Hey, could we see it this afternoon, do you think?
Look, are we eating or what? Yeah. I'll give her a ring and tell her you're coming. But you'll have to find your own transport, because she ain't got none. You're not going yet, anyway, are you?
No.
No.
I'll give you a address when I come back.
Yeah, watch the seats for us, love.
Come on, a bit, aren't you? 40 quid.
Well, Brian's giving you that bonus, isn't he? If you're doing all this dirty work, we'll leave him walking about.
Yeah, but that was for
Well,
us.
it'll cover it, won't it?
Yeah, but I wanted to
right,
see.
Right then. It's not just for Elder, Kevin. I'm getting fed up of washing your mucky overalls. And when the time comes for us to move on, we'll have ourselves a washer.
I thought we was getting it for Hilda.
Well, we'll have to see, won't we? Hey, will we have to get a proper man in, or can you do it?
We've got a proper man in who can fix it. Besides, Hilda's already plumbed in.
What do you think she'll say when she sees it? Do you think she'll forgive me?
She might. Not sure I will. You and your flaming 40 quid.
How much? You've got to be joking. Well, who put him onto that then, eh? I mean, I was so burny as a leatherman. I mean, this old man was in Spade for 50 years. Yeah. Yeah, right. OK, mate, well, look, give us a tinkle next time you're thirsty, all right? Yeah. See ya.
Well, I've told them £40 for washer, so don't you go lay me down, because they're a nice little couple. Yeah, well, when can they come then? Well, they did want to come this afternoon, but I suppose that'll be all right, yeah. Yeah. All right, love, I'll see you. I'm ever so sorry my daughter won't be in this afternoon. She's got that many jobs on. But there'll be somebody in after 6, so you can go any time after that. I did give you a address, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, and I did check it was £40. Ta-ra.
How are we going to surprise her? She'll be home at 6.
Just have to get her out the way, won't you?
Get her out of the way?
Yeah, just for an hour or something. Bring her in here about 6:30. I'll make sure I'm home by about then. Get it all fixed up. And I'll come in here and check you the wink.
Yeah, but how do I get her in here?
I don't know. Tell her it's your birthday or something.
What's he doing down there?
Oh, I've no idea.
Alf! Oh, we are going to the Rovers tonight, aren't we?
Well, do you want to?
Of course I do. It's cabaret night. Come to the cabaret. You're going out, you Rita?
Oh, yes, I'll pop in, see if Alec Gilroy's still up to his old country. Oh.
You're not your favourite fella?
Not exactly, no.
Well, you never know your luck. Me and Ken are giving it a whirl.
Oh, the whole world's going to be there tonight. Oh, come on, gorgeous. Let's get you that new shirt.
A new shirt, but I've got 3.
Oh.
You know, we should be going to the Rovers.
What, the Viaduct was Singalum? I value me eardrums more than that. No, you will like this restaurant. Best king prawns in the north of England, so Dave Marshall said. Do you know what a feasibility study is?
Yes, of course I do.
Go on then, what is it?
It's an investigation to see if a project will work or not.
Or if it's profitable or not.
Yeah, or if it's profitable or not.
Would you like to do one on this kids' clothing idea?
So you can tear it up.
I won't tear it up, I'm interested.
Honest?
Honest, I'm interested.
Yeah, of course I'll do one.
Marvellous. There you are. I brought a smile to your face.
I thought your birthday was in June.
Oh, well, I have 2 or 3 me, like the Queen. Oh, is that them?
This is Miss Lynch, the manageress. This is Carnival. Hello. Karen and Willie to their friends.
Which includes me. Come on round. Alec, fetch him through. Come on. Come on.
Now, look what's going on. They'll be starting soon and we've not had us teas yet.
Oh, not before time.
Yeah, had a bit of trouble, but it's all fixed now.
Right, come on, Mrs. Ogden. I was kidding earlier on. It's your birthday, not mine.
What do you mean?
Well, I've got a little surprise for you now.
Oh, excuse me. Could you save us seats for us, please?
Oh, we'll do our best, lovely.
Cheers.
Alf, drink your coat over them seats.
Oh, I don't need to do that. What are you having?
Go on. Straight through. What's your name?
Do here.
What do you think of that?
Oh, where did that come from? A little goblin called Kevin bought it. Well, it's for all of us. But where? Well, Kev got a bonus, so we thought we'd share it with you. Right, come on, let's get opposite Rovers and we'll have something to eat there.
Oh, I just can't believe it.
Hey, don't push your luck, you know, it might not work.
It'll work.
Was I right or was I wrong?
You were right, Alec.
I told you so.
You know, it's not beyond the bounds of possibility, but I think he's after her.
They're away.
You've not seen them, just think of seeing them too.
After bed?
Yeah.
Never. What do you think? Well, if I know Alec Gilroy, and I do know him, I know him well, it's not just Bessie's after, but what she'll bring with her.
The next episode of Coronation Street is on Monday at the same time. But don't forget, if you missed any episodes this week, you can catch up with the Omnibus edition on Sunday from 3 o'clock. Comedy next tonight with Who Do You Do?